Chapter 147. When he looked up, he indeed saw Zhao Yun. Liang Jinxiao was puzzled in her heart. Her daughter had not stepped into this courtyard for 3 years. Why did she come here today? Because the original owner was ruthlessly driven out of old Zhao's house. There was some resentment in her heart. In addition, she felt that she had no face to return to old Zhao's house after such a thing happened to her, so she never came back. The current Zhao Yun was not the original owner. She did not agree with some of the ideas of the original owner. It was the whole family that was ruthless. Why couldn't she come back? As soon as she arrived in the courtyard, Zhao Tianyu, who was playing in the courtyard, saw Zhao Yun coming over. He immediately picked up a stone on the ground and threw it at Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun barely dodged it. A pair of sharp eyes looked at Zhao Tianyu. This brat, did he have any manners? He threw a stone at people. She really wanted to slap him. Since his parents did not discipline him well, she would help to discipline him well. Zhao Tianyu was not afraid of Zhao Yun's eyes at all. He stuck out his tongue at Zhao Yun. He continued to pick up stones on the ground and threw them at Zhao Yun. Zhao Tianyu acted like this because he was in old Zhao's house, which was his own house. His parents were behind him. Even if he threw stones at Zhao Yun would not dare to do anything to him. Li Chuang not only felt that Zhao Tianyu did not do anything wrong, but also felt very proud of Zhao Tianyu's rude behavior. His son was great. He taught Zhao Yun, this little b** teeth, a lesson. Throwing it out once was fine, but throwing it out a second time, no matter how good Zhao Yun's temper was, she couldn't bear it anymore. Not to mention that he was a child. She could not lower herself to the same level as a child. Some brats would be more unscrupulous if they were not taught a lesson. So Zhao Yun walked in front of Zhao Tianyu and grabbed his collar. You try to hit me again. Zhao Tianyu suddenly struggled in Zhao Yun's hands. Zhao Tianyu was still a little scared when Zhao Yun grabbed his collar. Let go of me. Let go of you? You almost hit me. If I didn't dodge in time, wouldn't I be hurt by you? Wouldn't it be too easy to let you go? As Zhao Yun spoke, she slapped Zhao Tianyu's butt. This slap is to tell you that since you did something wrong, you should be punished. As she spoke, Zhao Yun slapped him and continued to say to Zhao Tianyu, this slap is because you know your mistake and don't change it. You don't have any remorse. The strength of Zhao Yun's hand was very strong. She hit Zhao Tianyu's buttocks and did not hurt him too much. Zhao Tianyu cried out, Mother, mother! Li Chuang angrily rushed in front of Zhao Yun. You wicked girl, you hit my Tianyu again. How dare you hit my precious son here? Zhao Yun saw Li Chuang rushing over and threw Zhao Tianyu into Li Chuang's arms. A cold voice sounded. You were watching just now. Don't you know? Your son threw stones at me again and again. Since you don't discipline him, I have to deal with him myself. Chapter 148. She's not young anymore. She's so old. Can't she tell right from wrong? She's already 6 years old. How can she not know the consequences of throwing a rock at someone? If she really doesn't know, then I can only say that you didn't teach her well. My Daodu already knows when he's 3 years old. Zhao Yun said sarcastically. Zhao Yun's words made Li Chuang even more arrogant. This wretched girl was too much. Zhao Yun, you're really something. Not only did you have the nerve to come back, but you also dared to hit my Tianyu. Don't go. Just wait for me. Li Chuang shouted. She didn't dare to fight with Zhao Yun, because Li Chuang knew that she couldn't beat Zhao Yun. Later, she would call her man over and teach Zhao Yun a lesson. I wasn't planning to leave now. I'm looking for my mother. Zhao Yun replied indifferently. Zhao Yun said and turned to Liang Jinxiao. Liang Jinxiao put down the things in her hands and sighed. Zhao Yun hit Zhao Tianyu. Li Chuang would probably turn the world upside down later. However, she didn't object to Zhao Yun's actions. Zhao Tianyu was too naughty. If such a big rock hit his head, he would definitely bleed. Yun, why are you here? Liang Jinxiao asked. She knew that Zhao Yun must have something to do. Otherwise, she wouldn't come over. Mother, let's go into your room and talk. But Liang Jinxiao nodded. Just as the mother and daughter were about to enter the room, Li Chuanying's attention turned to Liang Jinxiao. Third sister-in-law, stop right there. Liang Jinxiao shouted at Li Chuanying. Liang Jinxiao was a soft-hearted person. Since he couldn't argue with Zhao Yuna, he could ask Liang Jinxiao for an explanation. Second sister-in-law, what's wrong? Liang Jinxiao asked. What's wrong? What do you think is wrong? Your daughter hit my son and you're not going to do anything about it? Liang Jinxiao lowered his head and didn't know what to say. What are you talking about? This wretched girl of yours is going to turn the sky upside down, and you still don't care? Did you teach your daughter any manners? Zhao Yuna couldn't stand it anymore. Li Chuanying only picked on the weak. Second aunt, what are you talking about? No one is worse than Tianyu in terms of manners. You'd better teach your son well before you talk about my mother. Zhao Yuna said and pulled Liang Jinxiao to signal Liang Jinxiao to ignore Li Chuanying. Then she pulled Liang Jinxiao into the room of the third branch. Li Chuanying was so angry that she stomped her feet. Good, very good, very good. She now knew that Zhao Yuna wasn't the little girl she used to be. She shouted at her room angrily, Jing, come out right now and go to find your father in the field. Zhao Jinger came out of the room and answered Li Chuanying. Okay, mother, I'll go right now. Zhao Jinger was Li Chuanying's eldest daughter. She was only 16 years old this year. She wasn't ugly, but wasn't good-looking either. She was quite obedient. Hearing Li Chuanying's order, she immediately ran to the field to call Zhao Wenshui back. Mother, it hurts. Zhao Tianyu pouted and cried. Chapter 149. Zhao Tianyu nodded unhappily. He could only wait for his father to come back. Zhao Yun and Liang Jinxiao entered the room. Zhao Ping was sitting on the bed and scratching her feet. She kept rubbing her hands against her feet. Zhao Yun saw Zhao Ping rubbing her feet as soon as she came in. She immediately felt disgusted and her stomach churned. This woman was really disgusting and dirty. She was such a big girl, but she still didn't know how to be hygienic. Liang Jinxiao seemed like a good person, but how did his daughter become like this? She was a completely different person from the original owner. Zhao Ping saw Zhao Yun come in. She glanced at Zhao Yun indifferently and said with some disdain, Why are you here? You still have the face to come back. I really admire you. Liang Jinxiao glared at Zhao Ping and motioned for Zhao Ping to not say that. After all, they were biological sisters. How could she speak like that? Zhao Ping rolled her eyes at Zhao Yun very unhappily. She really didn't know what was so good about Zhao Yun. She clearly did the ugly thing of getting pregnant before marriage, but in the end, Liang Jinxiao still sided with Zhao Yun. Liang Jinxiao first asked Zhao Yun to sit down and said to Zhao Yun, Yun, you came here today for something, right? Is there something that you need mother's help with? Zhao Yun shook her head, No, mother. There's nothing that I need help with. Zhao Yun said and first took out the buns that she brought over. Mother, I made some meat buns and sent a few over today. They're still warm. As soon as Zhao Yun finished speaking, Zhao Ping immediately came over. Before Zhao Yun could give it to Liang Jinxiao, she snatched one with each hand. Meat buns, I want to eat, I want to eat. Zhao Ping's eyes lit up. When she heard this, her mouth watered. She wanted to take a bite of the bun. Zhao Yun was once again disgusted. Under normal circumstances, Zhao Yun would probably snatch the bun back. She didn't take the initiative to give it to others. What she hated the most was shameless people snatching things from her. But Zhao Ping's hand grabbed the bun. She didn't want it anymore. Zhao Ping. Zhao Yun, are you disgusting or not? You're just scratching your feet. Why are you grabbing a meat bun to eat now? Facing Zhao Yun's criticism, Zhao Ping didn't care at all. It's none of your business. You're not clean. You won't get sick after eating it. Haven't you heard of it? I'm just a country bumpkin. I'm not a lady from a rich family. Why are you so particular about it? After Zhao Ping finished speaking, she didn't care what Zhao Yun said and began to eat shamelessly. Zhao Ping didn't know what to say about Zhao Yun's rebuttal. Especially seeing Zhao Ping swallow the bun quickly, Zhao Yun felt nauseous. Just thinking about it made her want to throw up. Forget it. Since she had already eaten it, she would just eat it. It was Zhao Ping'er who did such a disgusting thing, not her. Liang Jinxiao sighed. Girls should be more hygienic. Next time when you scratch your feet and grab something to eat, wash your hands first. Mom, why did you say the same thing as Zhao Yun? You didn't care about it before. She said it, but you said it to me. Zhao Ping'er complained. It was obvious that she was accusing Liang Jinxiao of being biased. He shouldn't have said it to her. Chapter 150. Alright, mother, I know. You're so long-winded. Sigh. Zhao Ping'er stared at Zhao Yuner and said, Do you have any more steamed buns? I'm not full yet. One more. Zhao Yuner snorted and said, You've already eaten 2 steamed buns. Isn't that enough? Give the rest to me. Zhao Yuner said and stuffed the remaining 2 steamed buns into Liang Jinxiao's hands and signaled Liang Jinxiao to eat them quickly. Liang Jinxiao looked at the steamed buns that were still a little warm and nodded. I'll eat one. How about giving the other one to Ping'er? Mother, she has eaten 2 steamed buns. If you can't finish them, why don't you give the other one to father? Zhao Yuner meant that she didn't agree to give the steamed buns to Zhao Ping'er. You're so stingy. You won't even give me one more. Zhao Ping'er complained. I'm stingy? Since you're so generous, why don't you make one for me? Don't you know that steamed buns are also considered good food in our countryside? Zhao Yuner retorted unhappily. It was easy for her to say that. Zhao Ping'er was speechless by Zhao Yuner's words. She rolled her eyes at Zhao Yuner. I don't want to talk to you. After saying that, Zhao Ping'er wiped her mouth and continued to scratch her feet. Zhao Yuner really couldn't stand such a woman who didn't pay attention to hygiene. Liang Jinxiao finished eating and said to Zhao Yuner, Yuner, you didn't come here today just to give me food, right? Zhao Yuner twitched the corner of her mouth and nodded. Yes, mother, I'm here to discuss something with you. What's the matter? Mother, I want to ask, can you and father be separated from old Zhao's family, and we, the 3rd branch, can live alone? What? Liang Jinxiao was slightly shocked. She didn't even dare to think about it. In the past, he did have the idea of splitting up, but this idea was extinguished by Hua Chunhua. Hua Chunhua meant that as long as the old couple was alive, the sons should not talk about splitting up. Naturally, if they didn't split from the family, everything in the family would be in the hands of Hua Chunhua. Not to mention other things, the money was in the hands of Hua Chunhua. Everyone in the family had their own private savings. If anyone proposed to split from the family, Hua Chunhua would definitely take desperate measures and scold the person who proposed it. Mother, why don't we separate from the 3rd branch? When we're together, it's always the 3rd branch that gets bullied. It's not easy for me to come over and deliver some food, but I still have to sneak around and be targeted by the other branches. If we separate from the family, there won't be so much trouble. Zhao Yuner didn't say that she wanted the 3rd branch to split from the family because she wanted to split from the family. It was not that she didn't believe Liang Jinxiao, but she was afraid that Liang Jinxiao would accidentally spill the beans and let others know. At that time, it wouldn't be so easy for them to split from the family. Well, Liang Jinxiao's face was full of hesitation. It was not that she didn't want to, but there was no way to tell Hua Chunhua. Zhao Ping'er stretched her ears to listen. This time, it was rare for her to speak up for Zhao Yuner. Mother, I think Yuner is right. It's better for us to split from the family. Otherwise, we won't be able to eat good food secretly. Chapter 151. Zhao Yuner frowned. She knew that splitting up was not easy, but it was not as difficult as ascending to the heavens, right? Zhao Yuner thought for a moment and asked, Mother, other than our branch, do the other branches want to split up? Your eldest uncle doesn't want to split up, but the other branches do. Liang Jinxiao said. She was very clear about the situation. The reason why the eldest branch did not want to split up was because Zhao Tianlong was studying. Every year his school fees were not small. The entire old Zhao family only supported one scholar. However, the cost of studying in ancient times was not low. A year's school fees would cost several taels of silver. Old Zhao's family had a lot of fields. During their leisure time, many men went to the town to work. If they did not have a scholar, their lives would not be so poor. The entire family's annual expenses were spent on Zhao Tianlong. If they split up, the money earned by the other branches would naturally not be used to pay for Zhao Tianlong's school fees. His life would also be a little better. Therefore, the eldest branch would definitely not be happy about splitting up. Their branch alone could not afford Zhao Tianlong's school fees. Zhao Yun thought for a moment. It would be easy to handle if that was the case. As long as the other branches of old Zhao's family all wanted to split up, then there would be an opportunity for them to bring it up. However, this opportunity needed to be created. Zhao Yun thought for a moment. This matter still needed to be considered slowly. Zhao Yun nodded at Liang Jinxiao and said, "Mother, I understand. That's all for now. We'll talk about splitting up in the future. Yun, remember not to mention it in front of others. If your grandmother finds out, it will be troublesome." "Mother, I understand." Just as the mother and daughter were about to say a few words, there was a commotion outside the house. Not only did Zhao Wenshui come back, but the other men of old Zhao's family and Hu Chunhua also came back. "What happened? Why did you call me back?" Zhao Wenshui asked Li Chuing unhappily. "Tianyu's father." Li Chuing rushed to Zhao Tianyu's side and cried. She told Zhao Wenshui what happened just now. Zhao Wenshui reprimanded after hearing the story. "I was wondering what happened. Why did you call me back for such a small matter? How annoying." Li saw Zhao Wenshui's father. She was immediately displeased. "Tianyu's father, your son was bullied. If you don't avenge Tianyu, are you going to let Tianyu be bullied? Wasn't it just a child's butt? What could it be? What's more, how can a man like me say such a small matter? And it's my niece." Zhao Wenshui felt sorry for Zhao Tianyu, but as a man, he also wanted to save his face. He couldn't beat Zhao Yun, could he? He couldn't bring himself to do that. "You son of a bitch. What small matter?" "It's a small matter that your son was bullied. Why did I marry such a coward?" Li Chuing began to cry again as she spoke. Zhao Wenshui's eyebrows twitched. "You're such an annoying woman. You're unreasonable." Chapter 152. Just now, Zhao Jing rushed over to tell them that something had happened. They thought it was a big deal, but they didn't expect it to be such a trivial matter. It even alarmed Zhao Wenshui to come back. There was no one in the family who could be worry-free, especially Li Chuing. She couldn't help with work, but she caused a lot of trouble. Zhao Baoshan disliked this kind of woman the most. "Father, why are you all saying that? Zhao Yun, that wretched girl, came back and hit people. What's the reason for this? Besides, Mother said that she should not come back because of the shameful thing of getting pregnant out of wedlock. It's fine that she came back, but she hit my Tianyu here. This is unacceptable, isn't it?" Hu Chunhua heard what they said just now. She raised her voice and said, "What? That wretched girl came back and hit Tianyu?" As soon as Li Chuing saw Hu Chunhua's attitude, she knew that Hu Chunhua must be in charge of this matter. She immediately went to Hu Chunhua and exaggerated. Because Zhao Yun didn't help Hu Chunhua when she was fighting with several women last time, she was already complaining. In addition, Li Chuing's words could be used as an excuse to stir up trouble. Hu Chunhua rolled up her sleeves and pointed at Zhao Wenshui. "Second brother, go and teach that wretched girl a lesson." As Hu Chunhua commanded Zhao Wenshui, she shouted into the house and called Zhao Yun out. Seeing so many people in the yard looking at her, Zhao Yun felt like she was being questioned. She raised her eyebrows slightly and asked, "Grandma, why did you call me out? What's the matter? Who allowed you to come here? You're so unlucky. You were seen walking around with us. I thought all the girls in old Zhao's family were as slutty as you." Hu Chunhua scolded. There were two reasons for driving Zhao Yun away. Firstly, there were rumors in the village which made old Zhao's family lose face. Secondly, they were afraid that Zhao Yun's matter would affect the reputation of the other girls in old Zhao's family. Zhao Yun smiled and said, "Grandma, what you said is wrong. Why can't I come over? We're not separated, so I'm still a member of old Zhao's family. Is it wrong for me to walk around in my own courtyard? Who admits that you're a member of old Zhao's family? If you're kicked out, then you're not. You can't come back. I don't want to see a slut like you. Zhao Yuna wasn't angry, because from her conversation with Hu Chunhua, she felt that this was an opportunity for her to establish a female household. Grandma, your words are useless. Our Dezhou country is governed according to the law. This government office has registered that I'm a member of old Zhao's family, so I can come back. Zhao Yun'er spoke confidently. Her reason made Hu Chunhua unable to refute it. You wretched girl, your eloquence is getting better and better, Hu Chunhua said angrily. Zhao Yun'er smiled and said, Grandma, thank you for your praise. But what I said is the truth. After all, the laws of Dezhou country were not set by me. If this old woman says that you're not a member of old Zhao's family, then you're not. You slut, you're not worthy. Later, I'll have your grandfather and Li Jing talk clearly. You'll be removed from our old Zhao's account. Hu Chunhua was trapped by Zhao Yun'er. Chapter 153. This would prevent Zhao Yun'er from using this as an excuse to keep coming to old Zhao's house. She would feel annoyed when she saw it and would get into trouble again. Hu Chunhua's words were exactly what Zhao Yun'er was thinking. Once she was kicked out of old Zhao's household, she couldn't be left with an empty household. According to Dezhou's laws, she would automatically be transferred to a female household. If this was the case, her goal would be achieved. Things went so smoothly. Under such circumstances, the household was separated. Then she wouldn't be in a hurry to separate the third branch from old Zhao's household. After all, the reason for the third branch's separation was to separate the household. Zhao Baoshan advised from the side, Old woman, you just came over for a while, right? You don't have to be so ruthless. We're still a family in the end, aren't we? Zhao Baoshan glanced at Zhao Yun'er, and a trace of heartache flashed in his eyes. When Zhao Yun'er met Zhao Baoshan's gaze, she felt a little puzzled. Why would he speak up for her? What did his gaze mean? Could it be that old Zhao's family still had feelings for people? But Zhao Yun'er found that after she looked at Zhao Baoshan's gaze quickly shifted away and glanced elsewhere. Zhao Yun'er had a feeling that Zhao Baoshan was deliberately avoiding her gaze, as if he had done something wrong and didn't dare to face Zhao Yun'er. Zhao Yun'er had an extra thought in her mind. This Zhao Baoshan's reaction was really strange. He must be hiding some unknown secret. She had to figure it out later. Old man, why are you always protecting this wretched girl? Hu Chunhua couldn't understand. Zhao Yun'er shamelessly came over, but Zhao Baoshan didn't seem to mind at all. Did he really not think that Zhao Yun'er's return was a disgrace to old Zhao's family? Just like what had happened before, Zhao Baoshan didn't want to chase Zhao Yun'er out immediately. Instead, he spoke up for Zhao Yun'er. Even if he was chased out in the end, he specially arranged for the old house that old Zhao's family didn't want to live in, for fear that Zhao Yun'er wouldn't have a place to stay. How am I protecting her? I'm just speaking the truth. Zhao Baoshan spat. Old man, the problem now is that it's fine if she comes back, but she's still being unreasonable in our house. If you don't kick her out, who knows who she'll bully when she comes back? Today's matter hasn't been settled yet. Hu Chunhua was a little agitated and looked very angry. Zhao Baoshan sighed and glanced at Zhao Yun'er. He wanted to say something but didn't say it. Zhao Yun'er said to Zhao Baoshan, Master, I appreciate your kindness, but you don't have to speak up for me. I'll solve my own problem myself. Zhao Yun'er was really afraid that Zhao Baoshan would say too much and ruin her plan. If they didn't move out, it would be troublesome. Well, Zhao Baoshan shook his head. At present, only Zhao Yun'er and Hu Chunhua could solve it by themselves. His head hurt a little, so Zhao Baoshan rubbed it and sat on a stool aside. Hu Chunhua continued to argue with Zhao Yun'er. It was nothing more than that Zhao Yun'er should at least give them an explanation today. She also wanted to extort money from Zhao Yun'er. Zhao Yun'er had gone to the town to sell fish before, and she had made some money. Hu Chunhua meant that Zhao Yun'er would take out at least a few dozen coins to buy some meat for Zhao Tianyu to supplement his body, as compensation for Zhao Tianyu being beaten. Chapter 154. Beating up Zhao Yun'er didn't seem to be a big deal. At most, she would be able to vent her anger. In fact, she didn't gain much from it. However, after hearing what Hua Chunhua said, Li Chuiying immediately felt that if she really needed money to buy meat to eat, then she would be in for a treat. When Zhao Yun'er heard that Hua Chunhua wanted money so naturally, the corners of her mouth couldn't help but curl up into a sarcastic smile. This isn't the way to bully others. You only hit him a few times, and you want money to buy meat to eat? His butt isn't even crippled, isn't it fine? That's because it hurts. It's natural for me to hit him. If my head was hit, it would be much more serious than his butt, right? Then will Grandma and second aunt send a pig over to nourish my body? Zhao Yun'er's rebuttal made Hua Chunhua speechless for a moment. After all, this was indeed a little bit of a scam. Zhao Yun'er sneered and said, "If you really want my money to buy meat to nourish your body, that's fine. However, you have to ask Zhao Tianyu to come over and continue to hit me. If he is injured or crippled, I will pay for it." "You wretched girl, forget it if you don't want to pay for it. Then, I will teach you a lesson right now." Hua Chunhua was anxious and ordered Zhao Wenshui, "Lao Sen, hurry up and catch this little bitch." "Mother." Zhao Wenshui looked at Chunhua and had an unwilling expression on his face. "I asked you to catch this wretched girl. Why are you dawdling so much? Lao Sen, come over and help me." "Mother, forget it. This is not a small matter. Next time, we won't ask Yun'er to come over." Zhao Yun'er's eldest uncle, Zhao Wenshi, said. Old Zhao's fourth son, Zhao Wentao, also persuaded, "Yes, mother, this is such a small matter. Moreover, this matter is not Yun'er's fault. It was Tianyu who threw a stone at someone first. It's okay to teach him a lesson. Moreover, he hit his butt, not his tibia. If Yun'er really wanted to teach him a lesson, Tianyu might already be lying on the ground and unable to move." Zhao Yun'er couldn't help but look at her fifth uncle again. It was rare that old Zhao's family had such a sensible person who dared to speak up. However, he was much better than her father, who was scared to stand aside when he saw Hua Chunhua was angry. Most importantly, he spoke up for her. Zhao Yun'er had a good impression of Zhao Wentao. Zhao Wentao's words made Li Chuiying unhappy. "Lao Sen, what are you talking about? Are you saying that my Tianyu is wrong?" "Second sister-in-law, I know you don't like my words, but this matter is indeed your Tianyu's fault. Children may be mischievous, but throwing stones at people is wrong. If you protect Tianyu like this, you will only harm him in the future. There is an example in the village next door. When he was a child, his family didn't care about him and applauded him. When he grew up, he directly became a hooligan, and in the end, he used a knife to kill people. In the end, he was caught and beheaded by the authorities. Tianyu is still young and can be educated. Naturally, we should let him know what he can and can't do now." Zhao Wentao's words were clear and persuasive with examples. Li Chuiying couldn't refute these words. Zhao Yun'er couldn't help but sigh. This fourth uncle of hers had good values and could be so good at educating children. He must be a good person. Chapter 155. Fourth brother, are you doing this on purpose? It's fine that you're speaking up for this wretched girl, but now you're talking about me. Why don't you care how I educate my children? Second sister-in-law, that's not what I meant. Since it's not Yun'er's fault, let's not be so calculative. If people see our old Zhao's family like this, they'll laugh at us. Moreover, how can we bear to capture a little girl? Zhao Baoshan sighed and said, "Second brother's wife, if you want to quarrel, you can quarrel among yourselves. Eldest brother, second brother, third brother, fourth brother, let's continue to work in the fields. We still have other things to do after we finish our work." "Father, how can you be like this?" She was no match for Zhao Yun, after the men left. How could she argue with her? Seeing that the men were about to leave with Zhao Baoshan, Li Chuiying directly sat on the ground and cried. "If we don't work, what's the point of living like this? Our son was beaten for nothing, and no one stood up for him or said anything. I don't want to work, I don't want to work." Zhao Yun looked at Li Chuang, who was sitting on the ground and kicking her legs. Her eyebrows couldn't help but twitch. This kind of woman was really rare. After glancing at her, Zhao Yun's eyes showed deep disdain. Originally, Hu Chunhua wanted to help Li Chuang argue with her. However, at this time, a person came over, and the whole old Zhao's family focused all their attention on this person. It was not a stranger, but Zhao Yun's fifth uncle, Zhao Wenxing. She had not seen Zhao Yun's fifth uncle many times. Old Zhao's family had a scholar, Zhao Tanlong, and another scholar, Zhao Wenxing. Because he was the youngest son, Hu Chunhua and Zhao Baoshan doted on him very much. The other sons didn't go to school, but they all went to school for Zhao Wenxing. Zhao Wenxing wasn't bad either. He was quite smart in his studies and had already passed the Xiaocai exam. Now, he was studying in a school in the town. Every month he received money, so he didn't need old Zhao's family to support him. He could support himself. While teaching, Zhao Wenxing would also read and prepare for his exams. After all, just being an elementary scholar wasn't enough. Only by becoming a high scholar would one be able to become an official and lead a good life. Seeing that Zhao Wenxing had returned, old Zhao's family members immediately went to greet him. This was especially true for Hu Chunhua, who immediately threw all her displeasure to the back of her head. "Wenxing, why are you back?" Hu Chunhua giggled. To Hu Chunhua, Zhao Wenxing was her pride. One had to know that in the entire village, there were only a few elementary scholars. Hu Chunhua now hoped that Zhao Wenxing would pass the high scholar exam. When he became an official, he would be able to lead a good life with her. "Mother, the school is on break for a few days, so I came back." Zhao Wenxing said, "Is that so? It's good that you're back. Wenxing, you must be tired from walking back. Come in quickly and drink a cup of water to quench your thirst. Mother will cook something delicious for you tonight." Not only was Hu Chunhua happy, but Zhao Baoshan and the other brothers were also happy. Firstly, Zhao Wenxing was their brother after all. Secondly, every time Zhao Wenxing came back, the food at home would be much better. Chapter 156. Hu Chunhua was a stingy person, so she wouldn't change the food at home. Now that Zhao Wenxing was back, they could eat better food. "Okay, Mom." Zhao Wenxing smiled at Hu Chunhua. Maybe it was because of his studies, Zhao Wenxing had the temperament of a scholar. He looked elegant, which was completely different from the rough men in the countryside who did rough work. Zhao Yun glanced at her fifth uncle. He was only 25 or 26 years old. He wasn't very old. However, in the countryside, men at her fifth uncle's age were all married. Zhao Wenxing's marriage was delayed because he was studying. After he passed the Xiaocai exam, he felt that marriage was troublesome. Because of his family, he would be distracted more or less. He wanted to wait until he passed the Juran exam. Therefore, his marriage was delayed until now. Zhao Wenxing walked into the house, and Hu Chunhua asked Li Chuang to go to the kitchen to get some water. "Second brother's wife, get a pot of water. Your fifth brother is back. Help him quench his thirst." Li Chuang saw that Hu Chunhua had forgotten what had just happened, so he said to Hu Chunhua with a crying face, "Mom, Yunu." Before Li Chuang could finish, he was stopped by Hu Chunhua. "Your fifth brother is back. Hurry up and get some water. Nothing is more important than your fifth brother's return." Obviously, Hu Chunhua didn't want to help Li Chuang anymore. Li Chuang stamped his feet unwillingly. But before Li Chuang turned around to go to the kitchen, he glared at Zhao Yun. Anyway, he couldn't just let it go like this. The corners of Zhao Yun's mouth pulled out a smile, with a bit of provocation. "I'm not afraid of you." After returning home from old Zhao's house, Zhao Yun was in a good mood. Although they had encountered a strange situation, the separation of households was a good start. If she separated from old Zhao's family, she would really cut off all ties with old Zhao's family. Then, everything she had would have nothing to do with them. Otherwise, no matter how much money she made now, she would still be the target of old Zhao's family in the future. Zhao Yun went back to her home. In the afternoon, she took care of the vegetable garden, fertilized it, and watered it a little. The seeds that she sowed had already sprouted some buds. Zhao Yun but then went to the foot of the mountain in the field. There were no vegetables at home, so she could only bring some wild vegetables to eat. Fortunately, it was spring and there were many kinds of wild vegetables. Zhao Yun searched for a while and picked half a basket of wild vegetables. Just as she was about to go back, she saw a red figure and a gray figure in the forest. Zhao Yun seemed to have heard a scream. She wondered if something had happened, so she walked in the direction of the sound. When Zhao Yun walked closer, she found that the person in red was Xiao Hong, and the person in gray was Lu San, who had peeped at Zhao Yun taking a bath. Lu San stood in front of Xiao Hong with a flirtatious smile on his face. "Xiao Hong, you're really beautiful. No woman in the village is as beautiful as you." "Lu San, what do you want?" Xiao Hong looked at Lu San in horror. At home, she had also heard some rumors and slanders behind her back. Lu San was very lecherous. She couldn't afford to provoke him. There were many girls in the village who had been defiled by him. Chapter 157. Xiao Hong certainly knew what Lu San meant by having fun. She took a few steps back in horror. "Lu San, what are you playing with? It's not fun at all." Lu San grabbed Xiao Hong. "Xiao Hong, look at you. I'm just having fun with you. Do you have to be so nervous? It's okay to have fun with me. I promise you'll be very comfortable." Looking at the obscene smile on Lu San's face, Xiao Hong was so anxious that she was about to cry. If she was defiled by Lu San, how could she get married in the future? "Brother Lu, I won't beg you. Please let me go, okay? I'll give you whatever you want later, as long as you let me go." Lu San shook his head. "Xiao Hong, you don't mean anything. Since we're having fun together, we should be open." "What do you mean by that? There's no one here. Why don't we—" As Lu San spoke, he suddenly held Xiao Hong in his arms. Xiao Hong screamed. She was almost scared out of her wits. Lu San, on the other hand, wanted to reach out his mouth to Xiao Hong's neck. Xiao Hong was just a woman after all. Her strength was no match for Lu San's, so she struggled hard but failed. Zhao Yuro looked on from the side and was very angry. Lu San was really a bad man. How could he flirt with a woman in the village so openly? Such a disgusting man should be shot to death. According to the laws of the 21st century, rape would be sentenced to many years in prison. When she had been a police officer, she had caught many rapists. Zhao Yun was angry, but when she saw that Lu San was flirting with Xiao Hong, she didn't want to save her. This woman had slandered him like that before. He hadn't even properly settled the score. This time she deserved it. Zhao Yun was not a saint. She had a sense of justice, but that was a habit she had developed after being a police officer for many years. However, she knew that she hated being petty and held grudges. If others had done her wrong in the past, she would make them pay for it. After thinking for a while, just as Zhao Yun was about to turn around and leave, she accidentally stepped on a branch on the ground and made a cracking sound. The sound was so loud that even Lu San and Xiao Hong heard it. Xiao Hong and Lu San both looked at where Zhao Yun was. When he saw Zhao Yun, Lu San's hand movement paused. As for Xiao Hong, after some unusual emotions flashed in her eyes, she immediately looked pitifully at Zhao Yun. "Sister Yun, save me." Zhao Yun touched her forehead. Now she couldn't run away even if she wanted to. If Xiao Hong hadn't seen her, it would have been fine. Now that she had seen her and asked her for help, if she really left Xiao Hong behind and didn't save her, it wouldn't be good. After all, if Xiao Hong was defiled, this matter would become a big deal. If Xiao Hong said that she had seen it, she would be drowned in the spittle of the villagers. Zhao Yun felt very helpless at this moment. She looked at Lu San and then at Xiao Hong. "Sister Yun, it was me before. I apologize. This time, please save me, okay?" When Xiao Hong said that, tears flowed down from the corners of her eyes. Chapter 158. She didn't really want to save Xiao Hong. She just didn't want to be the subject of gossip in the future. She also knew that Xiao Hong was a very scheming woman. If she didn't save her this time, who knew how many ways she would slander others in the future? In addition, Lu San had indeed gone a little overboard. Previously, Lu San had been defeated by Zhao Yun. He knew that he couldn't beat Zhao Yun. Seeing that Zhao Yun wanted to intervene again, he looked at Zhao Yun with some fear. Zhao Yun, this has nothing to do with you. You'd better stay away. Otherwise, don't blame me for being rude. Although he said that, Lu San pulled Xiao Hong back a few steps. Zhao Yun curled her lips. Then why aren't you being polite? If you don't let Xiao Hong go, then I'll shout. If people come and catch you red-handed, you won't be able to escape punishment this time. Xiao Hong suddenly said to Zhao Yun, Sister Yun, don't shout. Zhao Yun didn't understand, but Xiao Hong still shook her head at her. Xiao Hong was really afraid that many people would gather around to watch. After all, this wasn't something to be proud of. Even if Lu Sanjing didn't do anything to her, there might be rumors about it. Anyway, she was a virgin. It was best not to attract any gossip. How can that do, Sister Xiao Hong? Lu San is in the wrong. Everyone should see what kind of person he is. It's best if Li Jing chases him out of the village, Zhao Yun said loudly. Xiao Hong was very angry, but she still suppressed the anger in her heart and bit her lower lip. Lu San was really intimidated by Zhao Yun. He couldn't beat Zhao Yun. Now that Zhao Yun said that, he was afraid that people would really come. The consequences of being caught on the spot weren't ordinary. After thinking about it, Lu San angrily pushed Xiao Hong out. It's boring. I don't want to play anymore. After Lu San finished, he was afraid that Zhao Yun would catch up with him, so he ran away quickly. Looking at Lu San running faster than a rabbit, Zhao Yun's mouth evoked a sneer. This Lu San is not as bold as he looks on the surface. I am still afraid that he will really cause trouble. Seeing Lu San leave, Xiao Hong's tense heart finally relaxed a lot. But because she was too scared, Xiao Hong couldn't help but sob. Are you all right? Zhao Yun walked over and asked faintly. She still did not have a good impression of Xiao Hong. Even though she looked pitiful, she still did not have a good impression of her. Sister Yun, thank you so much for what you did today. If it hadn't been for you, I don't know what I would have done. If I had been raped by Lu San, I wouldn't have been able to live anymore. Xiao Hong cried pitifully. Zhao Yun stood aside. She didn't know how to comfort her, nor did she want to comfort her. Xiao Hong said again, Sister Yun, I misunderstood you last time. You won't blame me, will you? I apologize to you now. Thank you for saving me today. I'll ask my parents to send you some things later. I know it's hard for you to raise a child alone. Xiao Hong seemed to be very close to Zhao Yun at this time. If it weren't for the previous incident, Zhao Yun would probably think that Xiao Hong was a good girl. She seemed to be a considerate girl. Especially her eyes, which were glistening with tears. Chapter 159. Zhao Yun shook her head in response to Xiao Hong's kindness and gratitude. She rejected her flatly. It's okay. I didn't help much, so you don't have to give it to me. Xiao Hong still looked at Zhao Yun pitifully. Sister Yun, do you still blame me? Zhao Yun didn't know what to say. Xiao Hong had a rich imagination. What could she do? Zhao Yun forced a smile. Xiao Hong, you think too much. You said it was a misunderstanding, so you don't have to take it to heart. By the way, what are you going to do about Lu San's matter? Are you going to tell Li Zheng and ask him to seek justice for you? Xiao Hong shook her head and said, No. Sister Yun, thank you for saving me today, but let's forget about Lu San's matter. After all, he didn't do anything to me. Although it's his fault, I'm still afraid that there will be some gossip. Zhao Yun nodded. She knew Xiao Hong's concerns. After all, it had nothing to do with her. It was Xiao Hong's own business, so she could deal with it herself. So she said, Okay, you can do whatever you want. I'm just suggesting. If there's nothing else, I'll leave first. After Zhao Yun finished speaking, she turned around and was about to leave. Xiao Hong called out to Zhao Yun again. Is there anything else? Zhao Yun asked. Sister Yun, about what happened today? I hope you won't tell anyone. I'm afraid people will gossip. After Xiao Hong finished speaking, she looked at Zhao Yun's reaction. Zhao Yun pondered for a while. She knew what Xiaohong meant. She replied flatly, "Got it. Sister Yun, thank you. It's okay. Be careful when you go back." Zhao Yuner left with her basket. Xiaohong was still standing in the same spot. Looking at Zhao Yuner's back, a trace of viciousness flashed across her eyes. After Zhao Yun returned home, she began to prepare lunch and put the bullfrog away. This time, Jusen also helped Daodu catch the bullfrog. She really had to buy some candies when she went to town tomorrow. The next morning, Zhao Yun went to Yang City with her basket. Her fifth uncle, Zhao Wenxing, had also come along this time. The reason why Zhao Wenxing returned to Sun City was to buy some xian paper. When he was in town, he used ordinary paper, but for people who liked calligraphy, the best way to write was to use rice paper. However, xian paper wasn't cheap. Although Zhao Wenxing had saved enough money, he could only buy xian paper in Yang City. The town was too small to buy it. When Zhao Wenxing saw Zhao Yun, he was quite polite. "Yun, are you going to Yang City?" Zhao Yun nodded. "Why are you going, fifth uncle?" "I'm going to buy some xian paper back. If I don't buy it this time, I'll have to wait until the next school holiday." Zhao Yun felt relaxed talking with Zhao Wenxing. His voice was pleasant, and when he spoke, it made people feel like they were bathing in the spring breeze. Zhao Yun immediately had a good impression of Zhao Wenxing. "I haven't had the chance to treat you before," Zhao Wenxing insisted. Zhao Yuner saw Zhao Wenxing's attitude and nodded. "All right then, fifth uncle. You can treat me this time. When I earn money in the future, I'll treat you to a meal when I treat you." "Of course." Chapter 161. In modern terms, it wasn't very expensive, but it tasted pretty good. Such a breakfast was sumptuous. After a while, Zhao Wenxing and Zhao Yun finished eating together. "Yun, where are you going later? Do you want fifth uncle to accompany you?" Zhao Wenxing asked. "No need, fifth uncle. You go buy your things. I'll be fine by myself." Zhao Yun shook her head. She didn't want Zhao Wenxing to follow her because she didn't want him to know that she was selling bullfrogs. It wasn't that she didn't trust Zhao Wenxing, but she felt that the fewer people who knew about this, the better. Otherwise, Zhao Wenxing might accidentally spill the beans one day and let others know about it. "All right, fifth uncle will go sell his things first. If you're better, we'll meet up at old man Hu's place." "Hey, fifth uncle." The two of them parted ways. Zhao Yun walked around with the basket on her back. After confirming that no one was following her, she turned to Feline Restaurant. The reason why she was so cautious was because she was afraid that someone would follow her. Some women in the countryside were still very evil and couldn't bear to see others doing well. She came to town with the basket on her back and the bullfrogs at the bottom. However, she put some wild vegetables on top to cover it up, making people think that she came to Yang City to sell these things. When she arrived at Feline Restaurant, the manager, Sun Zhongquan, welcomed her warmly. "Miss Yun, you're here." Looking at Sun Zhongquan's enthusiasm and the smile on his face, Zhao Yun roughly guessed that her bullfrogs had been praised well by the customer. "Manager." Zhao Yun also greeted Sun Zhongquan. Zhao Yun walked over and put down the basket on her back. Then she took out the bullfrogs. The bullfrogs she brought over today were a little more than last time. The children caught more bullfrogs yesterday. Sun Zhongquan took it with a smile and immediately instructed the restaurant's chef to prepare it. The customer who tasted the bullfrogs yesterday specially came over today and ordered this dish. At this time, Sun Zhongquan didn't have any ingredients here, so he was very anxious. Zhao Yun brought bullfrog over and heaved a heavy sigh of relief. "Miss Yuner, quickly come in and have a seat." Sun Zhongquan's enthusiasm indicated that he could start discussing business with Zhao Yuner. Zhao Yuner nodded, and the two of them went to a small compartment in the restaurant. "Miss Yuner, this bullfrog is not bad for the time being. The customers like it very much. They say that they have never eaten it before. I reckon that your bullfrog will attract a lot of customers in the future, So I want to settle this business with you, Sun Zhongquan said. His attitude was sincere and he was willing to cooperate. Zhao Yuna was also a little excited. Seeing that she was about to succeed in this business, she knew that she didn't have to worry too much about money in the future. Since shopkeeper is so straightforward, Yun is also very happy to cooperate with you. Then, Miss Yuner, let's set the price of this bullfrog first. Zhao Yuner thought about it for a moment. How much should she set the price? According to the price of bullfrogs in the modern era, it was only 6 or 7 yuan per catty. If she set the price according to this, it would naturally be a loss for Zhao Yuna. Therefore, the price must be raised. At least, it was more expensive than the price of chicken, duck, and fish. After all, bullfrogs were a scarce thing in this era. It was normal for them to be more expensive than chicken, duck, and fish. Chapter 162. After Zhao Yuner finished speaking, Sun Zhongquan was silent for a while. He seemed to think that the price quoted by Zhao Yuner was a little too expensive. Zhao Yuner persuaded, "Manager, you know that the rarer the thing, the more expensive it is. I don't have a lot of bullfrogs. I can only send you 20 kilograms of bullfrogs at most, and I can only make 40 plates." "Miss Yuner, I understand what you're saying, but can't you lower the price? In fact, it's only a few coins higher than the price of pork. It's really not expensive. I can't give you the price of pork. You must have sold a lot of pork today. If the price of this thing is the same as the price of pork, you won't be a rare thing, right?" Sun Zhongquan couldn't refute Zhao Yuner's words. The rarer the thing, the more expensive it was. If it was really a good thing, it wouldn't be excessive to raise the price. Besides, the customers did like Zhao Yuner's bullfrogs. The price of the ingredients was raised a little, but the price of a plate of Sun Zhongquan's dish was far more than that. After thinking for a while, Sun Zhongquan said, "Okay, Miss Yuner, let's settle it like this. I'll give you 20 coins for 500 kilograms of bullfrogs. You can send me as many as you have in the future." "Great." Zhao Yuner nodded in agreement. She was very happy to cooperate with Sun Zhongquan. Sun Zhongquan took out a pen and ink and began to write a document. This ancient document was equivalent to a modern contract. Both parties had to write down the previous conditions of the contract and then sign it. It was to prevent both parties from going back on their words in the future. "Come on, Miss Yuner, have a look," Sun Zhongquan said with a smile. "Miss Yuner, you can't read, right? If you can't read, you can take the document back first and find someone who can read to confirm it. If you feel that there's no problem, just leave your fingerprint here." Zhao Yuner knew what Sun Zhongquan meant. If Sun Zhongquan read it to Zhao Yuner, it might not be true. It was very likely that Zhao Yuner would cheat her because she didn't know how to read. Although Zhao Yuner knew that Sun Zhongquan wasn't such a person, the fact that he could remind Zhao Yuner like this showed that Sun Zhongquan's character was really good. And Zhao Yuner liked to deal with such people. "Shopkeeper, I can read." Zhao Yuner smiled and picked up the document to read. When Zhao Yuner said that she could recognize words, Sun Zhongquan was slightly shocked. He didn't know that this little girl from the countryside could recognize words. It seemed that Zhao Yuner wasn't as simple as he thought she was. However, he thought that Zhao Yuner wasn't simple at all. After all, Zhao Yuner was good at talking when it came to business. She didn't seem like an ordinary country girl at all. After reading the document, Zhao Yuner made sure that there was no problem, then she picked up a pen and signed her name. She had specially practiced calligraphy under the influence of her grandfather when she was a child. Although she wasn't very good at it, her handwriting was very delicate and beautiful. There were 2 copies of the document. Zhao Yuner and Sun Zhongquan each had 1 copy. "Miss Yuner, it's a pleasure to cooperate with you. How many kilograms of bullfrog did you send today? I'll go to settle the bill now." Chapter 163. According to the price set by Sun Zhongquan, she only paid 220 copper coins for the 11 catty bullfrogs she brought over today. Zhao Yuner was overjoyed to receive so much money in one go. If she could earn more than 200 copper coins a day, She would be able to earn 300 to 400 copper coins if she caught more bullfrogs in the future. She would be able to save a lot of money in a year. Although this amount of money could not be compared to the rich people, it was definitely a huge fortune for a country bumpkin. When she slowly saved up money, her life would get better and better. After receiving the money, Zhao Yun prepared to buy some candies. She turned around, and just as she was about to go to Feline restaurant, she saw Mu Lianfeng walking towards her. Zhao Yun stopped in her tracks and blinked her eyes to confirm that she was not mistaken. Was it really Mu Lianfeng? Why did she bump into him every time she came here? Wasn't it too much of a coincidence? Zhao Yun did not have time to think so much. Mu Lianfeng had already walked in front of her and smiled at Zhao Yun. "Miss Yun, what a coincidence." Zhao Yun put away the surprise in her eyes and smiled at Mu Lianfeng. "Yes, what a coincidence. Young Master Mu, why are you here too?" "He just came here to eat. The bullfrog you sent over yesterday was very delicious. I want to try it again." "If that's the case, then come in. I just sent some over. If you came early, you would probably have to wait and not be able to eat it. If you came late, it would probably be sold out. Now is just the right time." Zhao Yun smiled faintly and invited Mu Lianfeng into the house. She was already very happy to be able to see Mu Lianfeng today. However, there was no reason to stay with Mu Lianfeng any longer. It was better to leave. Hence, she bid farewell to Mu Lianfeng. "If there's nothing else, I'll leave first." "Wait, Miss Yun." Mu Lianfeng reached out as if he wanted to hold Zhao Yun. Realizing that his behavior was a little abrupt, he withdrew his hand. Zhao Yun looked at Mu Lianfeng in confusion. "Young Master Mu, is there anything else?" Mu Lianfeng tugged the corner of his mouth. "Since I happen to meet you, why don't you come in for a meal? The dishes in this restaurant are not bad." Zhao Yun was stunned. Was Mu Lianfeng inviting her? She was excited and did not want to reject it, especially when she met Mu Lianfeng's mesmerizing and soul-stirring eyes. But what would happen if she agreed to it? What would her interactions with Mu be considered to be? The more she interacted with him, the deeper her feelings would be. She was afraid that she would not be able to control herself. What if she liked Mu Lianfeng too much? There was an unbridgeable distance between them because of their identities. Since that was the case, she should not give herself too much fantasy. Zhao Yun smiled bitterly and shook her head. "No, young Master Mu, you can go eat by yourself. I still have to buy some things and drive the ox cart back." "But..." Mu Lianfeng took a deep look at Zhao Yun. He found that he had no reason to keep Zhao Yun. He sighed softly. "All right then. Miss Yun, if you have time next time, I'll treat you to a meal." Zhao Yun nodded and agreed first. But who could say for sure if she had time in the future? Mo Yen, who was behind Mu Lianfeng, glanced at her master and then at Zhao Yun. She could see some clues. Chapter 164. He had clearly been waiting at Feline restaurant for quite some time. When he saw Zhao Yun come out, he hurried over and pretended to run into her by coincidence. This was the first time he had seen someone go through so much trouble. After all, Mu Lianfeng was the most handsome man in Yang City. His status was extremely high as well. Even the young ladies of the capital would be infatuated with Mu Lianfeng. However, he had never looked at any woman properly. Now, for a woman, he had come so early to wait for her. He had even gone through so much trouble to come up with an excuse to invite her to a meal. In the end, she had rejected him without even letting out a fart. Heavens, Mo Yen rubbed his forehead. Was this really the master he knew? If he liked a woman, he would chase her without hesitation? Even he felt anxious for him with such efficiency. Of course, Mo Yen did not consider Zhao Yun's status or who he liked. He supported Mu Lianfeng to be with any woman. Thinking about how Mrong Shuang was so unruly despite her status, Mo Yen still felt that Mu Lianfeng should find a slightly more ordinary woman. Status was not a problem. The main thing was that he liked her and was gentle and considerate. Otherwise, he would not have married a wife, but an ancestor. However, Mo Yen glanced at Zhao Yun a few more times. Why did this woman seem so familiar? He felt like he had seen her somewhere before, but he could not recall where. Cough cough. Mo Yen coughed twice. Once Zhao Yun was a few hundred meters away, Mo Yen whispered to Mu Lianfeng, "Master, I'm not trying to criticize you, but if you like her, you should be a little more domineering. You finally found an opportunity, but she rejected you with just a few words." Mu Lianfeng glanced at Mo Yen. Mo Yen immediately stood up straight and stopped talking. His face also became cold again. Fine, fine, fine. He should not have said it. However, with his master like this, he could guarantee that chasing a girl like this would not work. Hiya! Out of the way, out of the way! A few horses suddenly appeared not far away. The girl in front was dressed in red and held a long whip in her hand. Her beautiful hair fluttered in the wind. The way he spurred the horse was very handsome. The woman was none other than Murong Shuang, and the one riding behind her was her maid. When Zhao Yuner left, she was thinking about something. Her mind was filled with Mu Lianfeng and the disappointment in Mu Lianfeng's eyes when she rejected him. Wasn't this man's attitude towards her a little too good? They had only met by chance, and could not even be considered good friends. Why was he acting like this? Zhao Yun did not notice Murong Shuang's voice because she was thinking about all these messy things in her mind. By the time he reacted, it was already too late to dodge. Even though Murong Shuang managed to pull back the whip in time, Zhao Yuna was still severely injured. His entire body fell to the ground. His knees were red and swollen. The skin was scraped and bleeding. Murong Shuang did not feel guilty at all. Instead, she scolded Zhao Yuner, "Are you blind? Or are you deaf? If you know that I'm coming, you should get lost as far as you can." Murong Shuang's arrogant attitude made Zhao Yuner a little angry. Was it really okay to be so unreasonable? Chapter 165. Zhao Yun raised her head angrily. When she looked at Murong Shuang, both of them were slightly surprised for a moment. Murong Shuang's eyes burned with a trace of malice. "So it's you. B** Tisich will always be a B** Tich." Murong Shuang felt that this was just the right time to teach Zhao Yun a good lesson. She still hadn't gotten her revenge from last time. Just as the whip in her hand was about to fall on Zhao Yun, it was caught by Mu Lianfeng. Murong Shuang looked at Mu Lianfeng in surprise and asked, "Cousin, why are you here?" Mu Lianfeng snorted softly, "Shuang, are you always so cruel? I've misjudged you." Seeing Mu Lianfeng's disappointment in her, Murong Shuang quickly explained, "No, cousin, it's not like what you see. It's all this B** Tisch's fault, it's her. She's blocking my way." "You're still twisting words and forcing logic? You've done something wrong. There are so many pedestrians on this road. If you want to ride a horse, there's plenty of space. Now that you've bumped into someone, you still want to hit her?" Mu Lianfeng's tone was a little cold as he reprimanded Murong Shuang. Seeing Mu Lianfeng's anger, Murong Shuang's heart sank. It's over, it's over. Mu Lianfeng wouldn't hate her even more now, would he? It's all Zhao Yuner's fault. Murong Shuang's hatred for Zhao Yun increased by a few notches. "Cousin." Murong Shuang looked pitifully at Mu Lianfeng. Mu Lianfeng's face was cold. He didn't look at her. Instead, he squatted down and asked Zhao Yun, "Miss Yun, how are you? Are your injuries serious?" Meeting Mu Lianfeng's concerned eyes, Zhao Yun could even smell the fresh and pleasant scent on his body as they were very close to each other. She held her breath and shook her head. "I'm fine. Don't worry about me." Mu Lianfeng nodded. "That's good. Let me help you up." "All right." When Mu Lianfeng helped Zhao Yuner up, Zhao Yuner still underestimated her injury. Her whole body fell heavily to the ground, and there was a sharp pain in her knee. Fortunately, Mu Lianfeng reacted quickly and supported Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun fell heavily into Mu Lianfeng's arms. "Is it very painful?" Mu Lianfeng's concerned voice rang in her ears again. Murong Shuang, who was sitting on horseback, was about to explode in anger. B** Tisich, B** Tis, he did it on purpose. How shameless of her to approach Mu Lianfeng in such a way. "I don't think my leg can walk," Zhao Yuner whispered. Mu Lianfeng lowered his head and looked at Zhao Yun'er's leg. It looked a little serious. He quickly took out his handkerchief and wrapped Zhao Yun'er's leg. Then he said to Zhao Yun'er, "I'll take you to the clinic to treat it. Otherwise, it won't be good if the situation worsens." Zhao Yun'er nodded in agreement. She thought that Mu Lianfeng would just help her over. She didn't expect that Mu Lianfeng would actually carry her. The moment her legs left the ground, Zhao Yun'er's mind went blank for a moment. Mu Lianfeng actually carried her? And in front of everyone? Her face couldn't help but redden. Was she dreaming? If it wasn't for the pain in her leg, she really would have thought that she was dreaming. "Cousin!" Murong Shuang shouted at Mu Lianfeng unwillingly. Chapter 166. Murong Shuang bit her lower lip. Her eyes were filled with jealousy and resentment. Mu Lianfeng did not even look at Murong Shuang's cries. He carried Zhao Yun'er and left. Ah! Watching Mu Lianfeng carry Zhao Yun'er away, Murong Shuang was about to go mad with jealousy. She was just an ugly village woman. Was there a need for her cousin to do this? Even if he liked her, he would not like such a woman, right? Zhao Yun'er's body was pressed against Mu Lianfeng. The two of them could feel each other's warmth through their clothes. She had never been hugged by a man like this. Her petite body felt a sense of security in Mu Lianfeng's embrace. Zhao Yun'er's cheeks could not help but heat up. She did not know what to say to Mu Lianfeng along the way. Mo Yen carried a sword and followed behind the two of them. She maintained a distance. She did not want to be a third wheel and disturb her mistress. When they arrived at the clinic, the doctor in charge gave Zhao Yun'er a simple treatment. Fortunately, her muscles and bones were not injured. Otherwise, the situation would be even worse. The wound was still a little deep. Zhao Yun'er estimated that she would need a few days to recuperate. "Miss Yun, I'm sorry," Mu Lianfeng said. Zhao Yun'er was stunned. When she looked at Mu Lianfeng, she did not understand. Why was he apologizing to her? She had not even thanked Mu Lianfeng for bringing her here to treat her wound. She had to thank him for stopping Murong Shuang. Otherwise, who knew what Murong Shuang would have done to her? "You did not do anything wrong to me. Why are you apologizing to me?" "Shuang-er is not sensible. I apologize on her behalf. She is my cousin." Zhao Yun'er pursed her lips. "You. She is she. What she did has nothing to do with you. Why are you apologizing?" Zhao Yun'er had always been very clear about things. She was only concerned about the matter and not the person. Just like how there were so many people in old Zhao's family that she hated, she didn't hate all of them. Instead, she socialized with them separately. "But she's still my cousin. Miss Yun, I'll discipline her well." Mu Lianfeng wanted to say something, but he didn't. After the wound was treated and eased, Zhao Yun'er felt that the pain was finally much better. However, it was still difficult for him to walk on his own. Mu Lianfeng insisted on sending Zhao Yun'er back. "Miss Yun'er, let me send you back." That's too much trouble for you. I'll take the ox cart back myself. You can help me take it back to the village." Zhao Yun'er did not refuse politely. She really did not want to trouble Mu Lianfeng too much. So many things had happened since she came to Yang City. Who knew how many times this man had helped her? Even with Murong Shuang's matter, Mu Lianfeng was also responsible. He had helped her so many times, so it should be enough to make up for it. "Miss Yun'er, your injury was caused by my cousin. I obviously have the duty to send you back. If you take the ox cart, it'll be hard to avoid bumps with so many people squeezing together. It'll be bad if you get hurt. Let me send you back. I'll ride a horse. It won't take long. I'll be able to send you back very soon." Mu Lianfeng was extremely happy to send Zhao Yun'er back. He had not been able to find any opportunities in the first place. Now that he had finally found one, how could he let it go so easily? Mo Yen smiled faintly on the side. He knew exactly what his master was up to. Chapter 167. Zhao Yun'er met Mo Yan's smiling foxy eyes. Then she looked at Mu Lianfeng. What did this mean? Could it be that Mu Lianfeng had special feelings for her? She didn't like to have unrealistic dreams, so she didn't expect Mu Lianfeng to have any feelings for her. Mu Lianfeng looked back and glanced at Mo Yen indifferently. Master, I was wrong. I'll shut up. Mo Yen smiled embarrassedly and turned around in a hurry. He was clearly helping her, but she made it seem like he had done something wrong. That was what he thought, but he didn't let her say it out loud. Zhao Yun wanted to say something, but Mu Lianfeng said, Miss Yun, I'll send you back. Don't refuse. His tone was domineering and undeniable. Zhao Yun's heart trembled. She nodded. Then I'll have to trouble you, young Master Mu. She was still a little greedy for the feeling of being with Mu Lianfeng. Even though she knew it was impossible, she still couldn't control herself. Perhaps this was the way of relationships. It's no trouble at all. However, if I go back with you, can you help me inform my fifth uncle first so that he doesn't have to wait for me? Looking at the time, it was almost time for the ox carriage to return to the village. Zhao Yun was afraid that Zhao Wenxing would be anxious if he didn't see her. Mu Lianfeng called Mo Yen. Go and inform Miss Yun. Yes, master. Zhao Yun told him the address, and Mo Yen left happily. Mu Lianfeng told Zhao Yun to rest a little longer. Otherwise, the bumpy ride might tear her wound. Seeing that it was almost noon, Zhao Yun didn't insist on resting. If she went home too late, Daodu would be anxious again. Thus, she said to Mu Lianfeng, Young Master Mu, please send me back now. Mu Lianfeng nodded and found a horse for Zhao Yun to get on. After helping Zhao Yun onto the horse's back, Mu Lianfeng flipped over and jumped onto the horse's back. The two of them sat on the same horse. Zhao Yun was surrounded by Mu Lianfeng. His whole body was close to her. Wasn't this posture a little too intimate? Miss Yun, are you seated properly? If you sit tight, we'll start walking. Mu Lianfeng asked. His warm breath blew on Zhao Yun's ear, making it a little itchy. Zhao Yun nodded. All right, Mu Lianfeng replied. A pair of beautiful hands stretched out from behind Zhao Yun and grabbed the whip. Hiya, Mu Lianfeng squeezed the horse's belly with his legs. The horse galloped out quickly. It was Zhao Yun's first time riding a horse. The bumpy feeling on the carriage made her a little uncomfortable. Her body was bumpy. Fortunately, Mu Lianfeng was there to protect her. She wouldn't have fallen off the horse. Along the way, Zhao Yun didn't know what to say to Mu Lianfeng. The two of them rode on the horse. When they were about to reach the entrance of the village, they met Father Hu's ox cart. Ah, isn't that Yun'er girl? Why is she riding a horse with a man? Tsk, tisk. Although they were surprised, many women still felt a little jealous when they saw Zhao Yun riding a horse. Mu Lianfeng, who was behind Zhao Yun, was handsome and dressed luxuriously. At a glance, one could tell that his identity was not ordinary. Such a person was actually with Zhao Yun. They didn't know how Zhao Yun knew Mu Lianfeng. Chapter 168. That's right. How could she do something so immoral? Which girl is like this? It's not like he's her man. How could she get so close to him? Exactly. But it's normal for her to be shameless. After all, it's normal for her to get pregnant before marriage. Why wouldn't she do something like this? That's right. It's okay to get pregnant before marriage. There's nothing else she wouldn't do. Zhao Wenxing, who was sitting in the carriage, felt very uncomfortable when he heard these people talk about Zhao Yun like this. His niece was clearly not like what these women said. Aunties, is not like what you said. Can you not talk about her like that? Zhao Wenxing's voice became more severe. The women looked at Zhao Wenxing and were stunned. But they didn't continue to speak. If it was someone else who said this, they probably wouldn't care. But Zhao Wenxing was a scholar after all. They still wanted to marry Zhao Wenxing, so it wouldn't be good to offend him. If he passed the imperial examination in the future and became a high-ranking official, it wouldn't be good to offend him. Zhao Yun and Mu Lianfeng rode away under the strange gazes of these women. Zhao Wenxing was also curious about who the man behind Zhao Yun was. Of course, he could tell that this man's identity wasn't ordinary. He was dressed luxuriously and had an extraordinary aura. His family background was definitely not bad. Zhao Yun lowered her head. When she passed by the ox cart, she felt uncomfortable all over. She knew that these women would probably gossip about some things when they returned. The horse stopped in front of Zhao Yun's house. Daodu and Zhao Tianfu were playing at the door. When they saw Zhao Yun, they immediately ran over. Daodu looked up and saw Mu Lianfeng on the horse. He seemed very happy and smiled sweetly at Mu Lianfeng. "Uncle." Seeing the smile on Daodu's little face, Mu Lianfeng felt his heart tremble and a warm feeling overflowed. Mu Lianfeng also smiled at Daodu and nodded. "Horse, horse." Daodu pointed at the horse. He was interested in the tall and handsome horse. This horse belonged to Mu Lianfeng. It had been with Mu Lianfeng for some time. Fergana horses were like a gust of wind when they ran. However, Mu Lianfeng was afraid that running too fast would aggravate his wound, so he deliberately slowed down. The appearance of this horse was also more eye-catching than the average horse. Its coat was shiny and smooth. When it stopped, the horse raised its head high. Perhaps it was because she was used to interacting with Mu Lianfeng that she had a hint of Mu Lianfeng's temperament. Mu Lianfeng dismounted from his horse in a dashing movement. Then he helped Zhao Yun down. "Come, Yun, I'll carry you down." Zhao Yun was a little embarrassed in front of a child. After looking at Daodu, she looked at Mu Lianfeng. "It's easy to get hurt when you get off the horse. Let me carry you down." "Oh, okay." Zhao Yun knew about her injury. She wanted to persevere, but she didn't have the ability. She couldn't joke around with her body. If she accidentally got off the horse and hurt herself again, she didn't know how long she would need to rest. Mu Lianfeng stretched out his hand and supported Zhao Yun. Then he gently carried her down. Her petite body looked like it was effortless for Mu Lianfeng to carry her. "Mother, what's wrong?" Daodu looked at Zhao Yun and asked in confusion. Chapter 169. Zhao Yun said. Daodu frowned when he heard that. He looked at Zhao Yun with worry in his eyes. "Mother, how did you get hurt? Are you okay?" "I'm fine." "Daodu, don't worry. Mother will be fine after some rest." Zhao Yun comforted. Although Zhao Yun said so, Daodu was still worried and frowned. A pair of watery sisters nervously stared at Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun's heart warmed when she saw her son like this. She had to be well. In this life, she still had a son who cared about her. Mu Lianfeng carried Zhao Yun into the house and sat on the bed. Actually, after resting for such a long time, her leg was much better. It wasn't that she couldn't move for a while. She could still stand up, but she couldn't move too vigorously. Otherwise, it would tear her wound again. Daodu lay on the bed and looked at the wound on Zhao Yun's leg. His small face showed a hint of heartache. "Mother, Daodu will blow on it for you." When Daodu blew on Zhao Yun's leg, it was cool and comfortable. Zhao Yun patted Daodu's head. "Mother is really fine. This uncle took Mother to get her wound bandaged. It's not a big deal. She'll get better soon." Daodu looked at Mu Lianfeng again. "Uncle, thank you." Zhao Yun was satisfied with Daodu's politeness. Mu Lianfeng also patted Daodu's head and said to Daodu, "It's okay. Uncle and your mother are good friends. It's my duty to help your mother." "But Daodu still has to thank Uncle." "Ha!" Mu Lianfeng stood in Zhao Yun's house. He had no intention of leaving. Seeing that Mu Lianfeng had helped her so much, Zhao Yun didn't want to drive him away. Thus, she said to Mu Lianfeng, "Young Master Mu, why don't you stay and have a meal with me?" "Sure," Mu Lianfeng answered straightforwardly. Zhao Yun was stunned. The reason this guy didn't want to leave was because he wanted to stay and freeload a meal. "Then I'll go cook." Zhao Yun smiled. "Mother, Daodu will help you." Daodu followed. Zhao Yun was still able to stand up and cook. With Daodu's help, the meal was quickly finished. They didn't have anything to entertain Mu Lianfeng at home. There was no meat, and they couldn't be too shabby when they entertained him. There were still some pigeon eggs left at home. Zhao Yun stir-fried all of them and put some chili in them. In addition, she cooked a plate of bullfrog and a plate of vegetables. She brought the dishes to the table and said to Mu Lianfeng, "There's nothing good in the house, only these. Young Master Mu, please don't dislike them." Mu Lianfeng glanced at the dishes on the table and smelled the delicious smell. He smiled at Zhao Yun'er and said, "It's already very sumptuous. Then let's eat." Zhao Yun'er asked the family to sit down. The dishes Zhao Yun'er cooked this time were different from the last time, but the taste was still as delicious as ever. Mu Lianfeng usually didn't eat much at home. When he came to Zhao Yun'er's place, his appetite was stimulated. Unknowingly, he ate a lot of bowls of rice. He had eaten a lot of delicious food, but this was the first time that he had eaten something that gave him a very warm feeling. Zhao Yun'er and Daodu were eating with their heads lowered. Zhao Yun'er also picked up food for the two children from time to time. Daodu held the bowl in his small hands and ate with a satisfied face. Chapter 170. At this moment, he seemed to feel that Zhao Yun'er was his wife and Daodu was his child. Their family was eating at the same table and living such a peaceful and warm life. Mu Lianfeng was a little absent-minded for a moment. Zhao Yun'er raised her head and met Mu Lianfeng's eyes. His gaze was a little hot. Zhao Yun'er blushed slightly and coughed softly to signal Mu Lianfeng. Mu Lianfeng finally reacted and was a little embarrassed. Mu Lianfeng didn't know how to explain. "Let's eat," Zhao Yun'er said. They could only rely on eating to resolve the awkwardness between the two of them. After eating, Zhao Yun'er cleaned up the dishes on the table. Zhao Tianfu insisted on helping Zhao Yun'er wash the dishes. Seeing that Zhao Tianfu was sensible, Zhao Yun'er didn't insist and let Zhao Tianfu wash the dishes once. After eating and drinking to his heart's content, Mu Lianfeng stood in the courtyard of Zhao Yun'er's house. Standing outside, he could smell the fragrance of flowers and plants. Zhao Yun'er's house was a little shabby, but this simple environment made people feel very comfortable. Without the constraints of tall buildings and courtyard walls, a carefree rural life could immerse his heart in his heart. How good would it be if he could live such a life? However, this kind of peaceful life was an extravagant wish for him. Daodu stood behind Mu Lianfeng and asked sweetly, "Uncle, what are you thinking about?" Mu Lianfeng turned his head and squatted down. Uncle is not thinking about anything. But Daodu saw that Uncle is not talking. Uncle is just looking around. Your house is so beautiful. It's all Mother's doing. Daodu smiled. Looking at Mu Lianfeng's horse lowering its head to eat vegetables, Daodu walked over and squatted in front of the horse to watch it eat. Daodu looked at it with a serious expression. Mu Lianfeng's horse wasn't afraid of strangers. Even if Daodu was there, it still ate leisurely. "Daodu, do you want to ride a horse?" Mu Lianfeng walked over and asked Daodu's small body. "Uncle, can Daodu ride a horse?" After hearing this, Daodu's eyes lit up and seemed to be a little expectant. "Of course. Come, Uncle will take you on." Mu Lianfeng said. Daodu, let's start riding." Mu Lianfeng said gently. But Daodu nodded and responded. There was a hint of excitement in his voice. Mu Lianfeng raised his whip and the horse started to gallop. Mu Lianfeng didn't go far. He only brought Daodu around Zhao Yun'er's house. Zhao Yun'er stood at the door of her house and heard Daodu's bell-like laughter. She looked over and saw Mu Lianfeng riding a horse with Daodu. Perhaps because Daodu liked this feeling, his little face was full of excitement. Mu Lianfeng's horse didn't gallop very fast. The two of them sat on the horse's back. From a certain angle, the two of them looked surprisingly similar. They really looked like father and son. When this thought appeared in Zhao Yun'er's mind, Zhao Yun'er was secretly shocked. She must have gone crazy. She actually associated Daodu and Mu Lianfeng together. Chapter 171. However, when she looked at Daodu and Mu Lianfeng together, they really did look like father and son. Zhao Yun'er knew that when a child was young, in addition to having a mother, they also had to have a father. After all, it was impossible for a person to have two roles. A woman's personality was never like a man's. If Daodu was always with her, it would be easy for him to develop a girl's personality under her influence. Mu Lianfeng ran for a while with Daodu before coming down. Mu Lianfeng flipped off the horse and carried Daodu down. Daodu looked even smaller in Mu Lianfeng's wide arms. Daodu, do you like to ride horses? Mu Lianfeng asked. His voice was very gentle, as if he was talking to his own child. His eyes were also filled with fatherly love. Yes. Daodu answered sweetly. That's good. Now uncle has to go back. If uncle comes again next time, I'll bring Daodu to ride horses, okay? Daodu nodded heavily. When Mu Lianfeng was about to put Daodu down, Daodu was very reluctant. He kissed Mu Lianfeng on the cheek. Daodu, be good. You have to listen to your mother. Mu Lianfeng patted Daodu's head dotingly. When the two stood together, the huge difference in height created a sharp contrast. However, the scene of the two looking at each other gave off a very cute feeling. Uncle, don't worry. Daodu is very obedient. Even if uncle doesn't say it, Daodu will listen to mother. Daodu said sweetly. That's good. Mu Lianfeng smiled with satisfaction, then said goodbye to Zhao Yuner. Miss Yuner, then I'll go back first. Zhao Yuner nodded. Okay. Be careful on the road. Alright. Although Mu Lianfeng was reluctant to leave, he also understood that he had no reason to stay. After Mu Lianfeng left, Zhao Yuner took Daodu to rest in the house. Daodu, you're so happy that you're still smiling. Zhao Yuner smiled as she caressed Daodu's little face. Mother, riding is so fun, Daodu really likes it. As long as Daodu likes it. Mother, Daodu likes to ride horses and he also likes Uncle Feng. When will Uncle Feng come? Looking at Daodu's expectant face, he didn't hide his love for Mu Lianfeng. Zhao Yuner couldn't help but chuckle. This Mu Lianfeng had only come to their house twice. How did he make Daodu like him so much so quickly? Zhao Yuner shook her head. Mother doesn't know when Uncle Feng will come, but even if he comes, there probably won't be many chances. Hearing Zhao Yuner say this, Daodu was clearly a little disappointed. Zhao Yuner caressed Daodu's head. Daodu, can you tell mother why you like your Uncle Feng? Because Uncle Feng is a very good person, he's very good to Daodu and mother. Just because of that. Also, Daodu thinks that Uncle Feng is very tall and good-looking, and he should be very rich, right? Seeing Daodu frowning and thinking hard, Zhao Yuner couldn't help but smile. Why would Daodu say that? Because mother said before that she would find a tall, handsome and rich father for Daodu. Daodu thinks that Uncle Feng is like that. Daodu also likes Uncle Feng. Mother, do you think Uncle Feng is suitable? Can he be Daodu's father? Chapter 172. This little bun really remembered every single word that she said in his heart. Hearing Daodu's question, Zhao Yuner smiled. Do you really want me to find you a father? The little bun lowered his head as if he agreed. Zhao Yuner rubbed Daodu's head. Can you tell me why? Isn't it enough that Daodu has me? Or does Daodu think that I'm not good enough for you? Daodu shook his head. No, mother. Mother is very good to Daodu, and Daodu likes mother very much. It's just that. Just what? It's just that everyone else has a father. They say that a child without a father is a wild child, so Daodu also wants to have a father. That way, no one will say that Daodu is a wild child in the future. After the little bun finished speaking, he lowered his head and looked very sad. Zhao Yuner felt sad when she saw Daodu's sad expression. In Daodu's heart, the role of a father was not something that could be replaced by just anyone. She gently rubbed Daodu's head. Daodu has me, so how can I be a wild child? Don't worry, I'll try my best to find a father for Daodu, but your Uncle Feng. I also want him to be Daodu's father, but he might not be willing. Daodu raised his head to look at Zhao Yuner and asked in confusion, why is Uncle Feng unwilling to be Daodu's father? Is it because Uncle Feng doesn't like Daodu? Zhao Yuner smiled wryly at Daodu's question. Children were still innocent and didn't understand a lot of things. Zhao Yuner was still thinking about how to explain it to Daodu. Daodu, it's not because of you. Uncle Feng has a lot of girls behind him, and so many girls like your Uncle Feng. Therefore he might not like me. Only if your Uncle Feng also likes me can he marry me, then he can be Daoist's father. Daoist nodded, but he didn't fully understand. Oh mother, do you like Uncle Feng? Ahem. Well, Zhao Yun didn't know how she should answer. Did she like him? Of course she liked him. Mu Lianfeng was such an outstanding man, how could she not like him? As long as a woman saw him, she would be enchanted. He had a charming temperament that could take people's souls away. Daoist saw that Zhao Yun was silent, so he continued, then mother also likes Uncle Feng. Mother, Daoist will work hard in the future to make Uncle Feng like mother. I will help mother chase after Uncle Feng and make Uncle Feng be Daoist's father in the future. Zhao Yun was really amused by Daoist. It was the first time that she saw a little boy vowing to help his mother make other men like her. However, when she saw that Daoist couldn't wait to find a father, Zhao Yun fell into deep thought again. Who was Daoist's father? Why did the original owner get pregnant before marriage? Although she had inherited the original owner's memory, when she tried to recall anything about Daoist's father, her head couldn't help but hurt. She couldn't remember anything at all. The original owner purposely forgot about this matter. Chapter 173. Zhao Wenxing came over without resting for a while in the afternoon. Today, Zhao Yun was sent over by Mu Lianfeng. He was wondering if something had happened to Zhao Yun. He cared about this niece of his. After all, Zhao Yun had lived a hard life in the past few years. If he didn't care about her, no one would care about her. Fifth uncle. Seeing Zhao Wenxing coming over, Zhao Yun smiled and asked Zhao Wenxing to sit down. Yun, are you okay? Why did you let a man send you back today? You don't know how mean those women were. Zhao Wenxing said helplessly. Zhao Yun knew that Zhao Wenxing cared about her and didn't mean to blame her. He said this to remind Zhao Yun to pay attention to what she should pay attention to, so that others wouldn't gossip about her, which would have a bad influence. Zhao Yun's reputation in the village was already bad. If this continued, it would be worse. Fifth grandpa, because my mother's leg was injured, Uncle Feng sent her back. Daoist said in a childish voice. Zhao Wenxing didn't notice the injury on Zhao Yun's leg until now. When he looked at Zhao Yun, he felt a little sorry. I see. Alas, if I hear those women talking nonsense later, I'll definitely help you explain it clearly. Zhao Yun smiled. It's okay, fifth uncle. Let them say what they want. There's no need for us to explain. Sometimes what they want is not the truth. They just like to mock others. I'm an honest person. If there's no truth, there's no truth. Zhao Wenxing nodded. He felt that Zhao Yun was right. In fact, sometimes when rumors spread, it wasn't that others didn't know the truth. It was just that others liked to criticize and couldn't wait to exaggerate the matter. In the end, the rumors were far from the truth. Zhao Wenxing asked about Zhao Yun's injuries with concern and then prepared to leave. Zhao Yun looked at Zhao Wenxing's tall back and joked, Fifth uncle, when are you going to find me a fifth aunt? A man of Zhao Wenxing's age would definitely be considered an old leftover man in ancient times. Zhao Wenxing's body stiffened, and his ears turned slightly red. It's still early, there's no rush. Then, fifth uncle, do you have a girl you like? If there is, I can ask grandma to propose a marriage for fifth uncle. Zhao Wenxing sighed and shook his head. No, I didn't. Zhao Wenxing's answer was obviously a few seconds slower. Zhao Yun could see that Zhao Wenxing was lying. Zhao Yun didn't ask too much. Everyone would take care of their own matters. It wasn't good for others to interfere too much. Because her leg was injured, Zhao Yun probably wouldn't be able to deliver goods to Yang City for the next few days. If she didn't deliver bullfrogs to Sun Zhongquan for a few days, Sun Zhongxuan's business would be affected. Zhao Yun asked Zhao Tianfu to look for Lu Lei. Zhao Yun couldn't trouble other people, and she didn't trust them. She could only rely on Lu Lei. When Lu Lei heard Zhao Yun's request, he agreed without hesitation. In his opinion, helping Zhao Yun deliver goods was a very simple matter. It wasn't too troublesome. He was afraid that Zhao Yun'er would take on everything herself. If she didn't ask for his help, he wouldn't even have a chance to perform. Chapter 174. Zhao Yun'er was embarrassed to trouble someone else to do something for her. She could earn more than 200 copper coins a day. If she gave it to Lu Lei, it would only be 40 to 50 copper coins. Actually, it wasn't a small amount. However, it was only right to ask someone to do it for him and keep the secret. In addition, Lu Lei often hunted prey and sent it to Feline restaurant. It was perfect for Lu Lei to do it. No one would suspect anything. When Lu Lei heard Zhao Yun'er say this, he hurriedly refused. There's no need. It's just a small matter. If you still pay me, I'll be too embarrassed to deliver it for you. Zhao Yun'er saw that Lu Lei was serious and didn't seem to be joking. She knew that even if she insisted, Lu Lei wouldn't accept it. Thus she sighed. Alright, Brother Lei, you don't have to accept it. However, how about you have lunch at my house when you come back? Otherwise, you won't be able to make it in time when you come back from Yang City. Zhao Yun'er made a concession. Lu Lei thought about it and nodded in agreement. Zhao Yun'er casually made some dishes for dinner. She soaked the dried mushrooms in water and added some oil. The taste was pretty good. With a plate of bullfrogs, it wasn't particularly bad even in the 21st century. Zhao Yun'er asked Zhao Tianfu to call Zhao Tianan over for dinner. Zhao Tianan had been busy doing farm work in the fields for the past few days. He had lost a lot of weight and tanned a lot. Zhao Yun'er felt a little heartache when she saw a teenage boy working like an adult. Zhao Tianan should be in high school in the 21st century. He definitely didn't need to do these chores at home. Come, Tianan, eat more. Zhao Yun'er gave Zhao Tianan more food. There was a lot of work and he couldn't eat much when he went back, so Zhao Tianan had lost weight. If he ate more here, he should be able to make up for it. Even if he couldn't, at least it could prevent Zhao Tianan from losing weight. He was already very thin. If he continued to lose weight, he would only be skin and bones. Thank you, second sister. Zhao Tianan said. It's okay. More. There's a lot of food. Okay. Zhao Tianan hesitated for a while, then nodded. Her brother was still thinking about her and was not willing to eat too much. Zhao Yun'er said, Tianan, it's okay to eat more. Second sister will be able to earn a lot of money in the future. Although it's not a lot, the food will be enough to eat in the future. Zhao Tianan raised his buried head, his eyes bright and spirited. Really, second sister? Of course it's true. Why would I lie to you? You'll know in the future. If I can't earn money, how can I buy food? Zhao Tianan nodded heavily. That's good. After dinner, Zhao Tianan didn't leave immediately. Instead, he chatted with Zhao Yun'er and talked about old Zhao's family. Zhao Yun'er saw that Zhao Tianan knew a lot. He didn't get involved in what happened in old Zhao's family, but he basically remembered everything. Zhao Yun'er thought of the original owner's pregnancy before marriage, so she asked Zhao Tianan. Tianan, second sister knocked her head on the ground last time, so I have forgotten some things. I have something to ask you. Can you tell second sister about it? Chapter 175. I just want to ask you, did you have a crush on any man, or were you in a relationship with any man before? If she did, it was normal for her to have sex with the man she liked, although it was a little immoral to get married before marriage in this era. No. Zhao Tianan shook her head. Sister, you usually don't go out of the house. How could you have a relationship with anyone? Lu Lei is such a good man and he likes you. You used to avoid him whenever you saw him, and you usually don't talk to men. Zhao Yun'er heard Zhao Tianan's words, and the corners of her mouth couldn't help but twitch. Was it really that exaggerated? The original host had already reached this stage? If that was the case, it ruled out the possibility that Zhao Yun'er had a child with the man she liked. If that was the case, then Zhao Yun'er had sex with Daoist's father unwillingly. Could it be that someone else had raped her? Looking at Daoist's appearance, he didn't look very similar to Zhao Yun. Since Daoist was so good-looking, Daoist's father should be good-looking as well. Such a man didn't need to be forced. She believed that there would be women who would take the initiative to approach him. Zhao Yun thought for a while, but still couldn't figure out what was going on. Tianan, was there anything wrong with my second sister before she accidentally got pregnant with Daoist? Zhao Yun asked again. She didn't know why, but she was more and more curious about the truth now. She wanted to know what had happened back then. What's wrong? Zhao Tianan frowned and tried to recall what he had seen. Second sister, there was nothing wrong with you before, but Zhao Tianan hesitated and seemed to remember something. Zhao Yun hurriedly asked, but what? Second sister, I remember one night when I woke up to take a dump, I saw master, eldest uncle, and father carrying you. Uncle Li Zheng was also meeting with them, and then they sent you to some unknown place. At that time, it was too dark and I was scared to be alone. I was also sleepy at night, so I went back to sleep. When I woke up the next day, you were already at home. I asked our father, and he said that you didn't go out at all that night, so I wondered if I remembered wrong in my dream. However, after that day, you've been unhappy all day long. You've never smiled until your belly became bigger and bigger. Zhao Yun listened to Zhao Tianan's statement, and her frown deepened. If what Zhao Tianan said was true, there was obviously something going on. Tianan, you're not lying to me, right? No. Zhao Tianan shook his head. How could I lie to you? But, second sister, there's something I don't understand. If I wasn't dreaming, why didn't father and grandfather admit it? Father also told me not to tell anyone, and not to tell mother. Zhao Yun snorted. The original owner was pregnant for no reason, and these people had a lot to do with it. If they didn't do something wrong, how could they not tell others? However, Zhao Yun still didn't know what had happened that night. Chapter 176. Nothing much happened in the next few days. Zhao Yun was recuperating at home. Because the wound had been treated and the weather wasn't hot, it wasn't inflamed and suppurated. Lu Lei sent the bullfrogs back to Sun Zhongquan to get money. In the past few days, he had actually received 1 tael of silver. Zhao Yun's earning speed made Lu Lei feel ashamed. He never thought that Zhao Yun's bullfrogs could be sold for such a high price. After peeling off the skin, Lu Lei also thought that it was a toad. After Zhao Yun explained, he realized that it was a species like bullfrogs that he had always mistaken for toads. After earning this money, Zhao Yun bought some raw materials, rice, oil, and salt. She often brought back some pork to nourish the children's bodies. She also bought some candies which were used up quickly. After Zhao Yun made a fuss last time, she didn't know if it was because Zhao Wenxing had returned and was busy with other things. Hua Chunhua actually didn't think of separating her from the account. It seemed that she had to go to old Zhao's house again to make Hua Chunhua remember. After eating dinner, Zhao Yun carried her bath clothes and walked towards the river. She and Daoist didn't have a lot of clothes. Each of them only had 2 sets of clothes, and they were relatively thin. Daoist's clothes were the clothes that Zhao Tianfu had saved when he was young and gave them to Daoist. In the winter, he also had a tattered jacket. Otherwise, Daoist would get sick from the cold. In this kind of weather, there was no need to take a bath every day. However, Daoist brought the children to catch bullfrogs and would come back sweating profusely every day. Originally, only Zhu Sen accompanied Daoist and Zhao Tianfu. After Zhao Yun distributed the candies, the other children found out and took the initiative to help Daoist catch the bullfrogs. Although she was too embarrassed to ask for candy at first, Zhao Yun still took the initiative to give it to the children for the sake of their efforts. In the countryside, to the children, candy was definitely a very tempting thing. After giving them candy to eat, the children's attitude towards Zhao Yun and Daoist changed drastically. The children who originally didn't want to play with Daoist were now playing with Daoist. In the past, when those brats saw Zhao Yun, they would learn from their family members and call her little slut. Now, when they see Zhao Yun, they would politely call her Aunt Yun. Actually, the world of children was very simple. They basically relied on their parents to teach them. If the education was not good, the child would be uncultured and would be very naughty. However, with the right guidance, it was still relatively easy to teach children well. Zhao Yuna would sometimes make some meat buns and dumplings and give some to the children. Compared to the benefits they brought over for her, what she gave was nothing. Of course, there was another important reason for giving these children food. It was to let these children help her keep a secret and not tell their family members. You can't tell your family that Aunt Yun gave you these things to eat. You also can't say that you helped Aunt Yun catch bullfrogs. Otherwise, your parents will definitely not allow it. Then Aunt Yun won't be able to give you candies to eat in the future. Children were easy to deceive. When these children heard Zhao Yun's words, they agreed in unison. Don't worry, Aunt Yun. We definitely won't say it. But this is a little secret between you and Aunt Yun. Let's keep it together, okay? Chapter 177. After making an agreement with these children, they really didn't go back and tell their families. With a few more children, the number of bullfrogs sent to Sun Zhangqian's family every day also increased. Zhao Yun also knew that it was not a long-term solution to catch bullfrogs in the village. Not to mention that this matter would definitely be known by the villagers in the future. Even if they didn't know, the number of bullfrogs would decrease after a long period of catching them, and it would also affect the ecosystem. It was best to go to the nearby villages to catch them. She could adopt the method of acquisition and let others help catch and sell them to her. She would weigh them and give them a unified price. Then she would resell them to Sun Zhangquan and earn the difference. Zhao Yun carried the wooden basin and went to the river. There were not many people by the river, only some women washing vegetables and preparing to cook. It was not very late at this time. Some people in the countryside ate late at night, especially those who did not have many hands at home. In addition to men working in the field, women also had to work in the field. When Zhao Yun went over, she began to wash the clothes. At night, the wind started to blow by the river. It was chilly. The cold water that was used to wash the clothes made their hands feel cold. She washed well by herself. She vaguely heard the discussion of a few women behind her, but she didn't pay attention to it. However, she slowly found that something was wrong. She seemed to have heard her name. Were they discussing her? Why were they discussing her? She stayed at home well. She didn't go out and cause any trouble these days. Why were they talking about her? Zhao Yun was about to finish washing. When she was about to get up, a big stone was suddenly thrown from behind. Suddenly, a lot of water splashed, and the water splashed on Zhao Yun's face. Zhao Yun's face darkened. She was not a fool. Naturally, she knew that it was deliberately thrown. Throwing the clothes in her hand into the wooden basin, Zhao Yun stood up and looked coldly at the women behind her. Who is it? Zhao Yun asked coldly. However, Zhao Yun was aggressive, but none of the women paid attention to Zhao Yun. Instead, they laughed even louder. He was very happy to see Zhao Yun suffer. Zhao Yun's eyes suddenly turned cold. You don't want to talk? Very well. That meant they were in cahoots with each other to bully her. Zhao Yun picked up a stone on the ground and threw it into the water in front of the women. The water splashed and wet the women's clothes. The situation was more serious than Zhao Yun. At first, she didn't know who threw it, so it might be unfair to those who didn't throw it. However, it was obvious that some people didn't throw it, but they did participate in it, so there was no need for her to be merciful. If a real tiger did not show its might, she would be treated as a sick cat. Originally, Zhao Yun did not want to cause trouble, so she did not care about small matters. When she was a police officer, she was used to mediating. She would not pursue things that were not too excessive. He thought that after forgiving them once, these people would realize that they wouldn't do it again. In the end, Zhao Yun underestimated the quality of these country people. They were like dog shit that could not be shaken off. They could bully you once, but the next time, they would be even more excessive. Damn it, she couldn't bear it anymore. In this world, there were really people who bullied the weak and feared the strong. Only when one was strong would no one dare to bully them. Chapter 178. You bitch. Why did you hit us? You got wet all over. If we catch a cold, we'll ask you to pay for our medical expenses. How dare you throw stones at us? You're quite bold. Have we been too nice to you? You're getting more and more arrogant. Our clothes are wet. Take them off and throw them to her to wash later. These people's aggressive attitudes didn't scare Zhao Yun at all. They were just tigers made of paper. They pretended to be fierce, but they didn't have much ability. Zhao Yun stared at these women coldly. These people's ability to turn black into white was really good. They were the ones who hit her first. Why didn't they say that she was wet too? But you threw me, but I can't throw you? Zhao Yun asked in a cold voice. After glancing at these people, she picked up the wooden basin on the ground and was ready to leave. Zhao Yun felt disgusted looking at their faces. But these women wouldn't allow Zhao Yun to leave. They didn't give her an explanation and she wanted to run away. How could there be such a good thing? Stop, Zhao Yun. Make it clear. What do you mean we threw you? Which eye of yours saw us throw you away? Are you hungry? Exactly, I didn't throw you away. Why did you get us wet? The corner of Zhao Yun's mouth hooked up into a cold arc. These people seemed to refuse to admit it even if they were beaten to death. It was a little interesting. Not you? Did that stone fly down from the sky? Zhao Yun said with a trace of sarcasm. Who knows if it flew down from the sky? Maybe it is. You should ask the heavens. Why are you asking us? Zhao Yun had seen a lot of strange people in the 21st century, but the strange people in this era were definitely far more strange than the 21st century. The overall quality of people in the 21st century was still better than people in ancient times. Of course, this was related to the education level in ancient times and the ignorance of the rural people in ancient times, which made these women become like this. If you say so, I naturally have nothing to say. However, the stone that I threw out was not originally meant for you. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but the stone made a curve in the air and fell in front of you. Maybe it was to punish the wicked? You can't blame me for this. You should blame the heavens. Zhao Yun's eyes flashed with craftiness. Since these people refused to admit it, she would give them a taste of their own medicine. Since he was shameless, he might as well be shameless to the end. These women were obviously annoyed by Zhao Yun. Shameless be asterisk teach. Who are you calling a bad person? Bitch, why are we still talking to her? This kind of person doesn't know the immensity of heaven and earth if we don't teach her a lesson. Hit her. A few women rushed to Zhao Yun's side. Zhao Yun put down the wooden basin in her hand and loosened her shin. Fortunately, her leg was almost recovered. Even if she fought, it would be fine. She was also very calm when 4 or 5 women rushed over. Chapter 179. Of course, because of her reputation of fighting, no man dared to date her in her previous life. Since they came here to die, they couldn't blame her. Zhao Yun didn't do anything. She just stood by the river and dodged them easily. Then the women fell into the river one by one. Help! Help! The women who were struggling in the river began to shout. Zhao Yun frowned. She knew that these women couldn't swim, but they fell into the riverbank. It was very shallow, so they wouldn't drown. At this time, a few men walked past the bank in 2s and 3s. They were the men who had finished their work in the fields and came back. After hearing the screams here, they ran over to save the women. Although these women had been rescued, they had also suffered a lot. They choked on a lot of water and were coughing violently at this moment. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. This little bitch, how dare she push people into the water? I'm going to argue with Li Jing later. Is there any justice in this matter? Is it in line with the rules of our village? Cough, cough, cough. These women were coughing water while scolding Zhao Yun. Originally, they wanted to let Zhao Yun suffer, but now they were the ones who suffered. How could they be willing to accept it? Hearing these women's words, the men who came to save the women thought that Zhao Yun pushed them into the water. When Zhao Yun was about to leave, they didn't let Zhao Yun leave. Yun, we've already called Li Jing over. You pushed people into the water. It's such a big thing. You should give us an explanation. A middle-aged man said to Zhao Yun. His tone wasn't very rude. Zhao Yun didn't want to waste her time, so she was naturally unhappy. Pushed people into the water? Uncle, what you said is wrong. They were the ones who threw themselves at me. I just moved aside and fell into the river by myself. How can you blame me for that? After Zhao Yun finished speaking, the middle-aged man seemed a little embarrassed. He looked at the women who were all wet. However, he only glanced at them. These women were drenched in water, and the curves of their bodies were drawn out. The men felt a little embarrassed when they looked at them, and their bodies unconsciously reacted. Little girl Yun, you're not lying like that. You didn't do anything. How could they fall into the river? Not to mention you, even I can't do that, let alone you. The middle-aged man obviously didn't believe Zhao Yun's words, so he didn't let Zhao Yun leave. In addition, those women did not intend to let Zhao Yun go. They insisted that Zhao Yun push them. Zhao Yun's pair of cold eyes swept over the several women and sneered, "You said that I pushed you. Don't you know whether I touched you or not?" Hearing Zhao Yun's words, some women felt guilty, but they still insisted that it was Zhao Yun. "You pushed them. Well, since you said that I pushed you, how about this? Then do you dare to swear that if I didn't push you, you will be struck by lightning and die a horrible death?" The women looked at each other. They really didn't dare to swear an oath. Chapter 180. Zhao Yun continued to sneer. "What? Do you feel guilty and don't dare to swear?" Those women weren't easy to fool. Anyway, they were thick-skinned enough to defend themselves. What's there to be guilty about? We didn't do it. Why should we swear according to what you said? We're all here. We can all prove that you pushed them. That's right. Can you prove that you didn't push us? Zhao Yun finally saw what it was like to bite back. These women were exactly like that. Hearing that, the middle-aged man couldn't help but say, "Yun, you pushed them. It's okay to admit it. When Li Jing comes later, you can make it clear, deal with it, and give us a fair explanation. Isn't that enough?" Zhao Yun wasn't stupid. She wouldn't allow others to frame her like that. It's too much. Let's not talk about whether I pushed them or not. Even if I pushed them, so what? Look, this little bitch admitted it. She admitted that she pushed us. Her heart is really black and ruthless. Bitch, we'll teach her a lesson when Li Jing comes. Zhao Yun slapped the two women who had called her a bitch each. A red handprint appeared on their faces all of a sudden, and then they felt a burning pain. It seemed that some people didn't know how to talk nicely. They kept calling her a bitch. The woman who had been slapped screamed. Seeing Zhao Yun's aggressive behavior, the middle-aged man couldn't stand it anymore. "Yun, it's wrong of you to hit them." Zhao Yun curled her lips and asked him back sarcastically, "What's wrong? They scolded me, so I shouldn't hit them. What's the reason? Not only this time, but the next time I hear it, I'll hit them again." Well, the middle-aged man thought that Zhao Yun was right. But even if Zhao Yun was in the right at the beginning, she shouldn't hit her like this. While they were arguing with these people, Li Jing Lu Fugue also came over. It was Zhao Yun's first time seeing Lu Fugue in this village. He was in his 50s and wore a silver-gray robe. He looked very energetic. Lu Fugue's sword-like eyebrows made him look even more dignified. What the hell is going on? Lu Fugue walked over and asked with a frown. The women all looked like drowned rats. Their clothes stuck to their bodies. It was a bit indecent and unbearable to look at. "Li Jing, you have to help us." "Li Jing, wasn't it Zhao Yun who pushed us into the water? You must be the judge today. How should we deal with this matter?" "That's right. We were bullied to this extent and almost lost our lives. No matter what, they have to give us an explanation." Lu Fugue was almost confused by the women's incessant chatter. In the end, he finally figured out what was going on. Lu Fugue turned around and said to Zhao Yun seriously, "Yun, you have to apologize to these aunties for what happened today." Apologize? She didn't do anything wrong. Of course, she wouldn't apologize. Chapter 181. That's right, Li Zheng. You're deliberately biased. We're like drowned rats. When we go back, we'll definitely get sick. You have to compensate us for the medical expenses and the money to nourish our bodies, right? In the end, these women were unwilling to let go of Zhao Yun so easily. At the same time, they also wanted to get some benefits from Zhao Yun. Lu Fugue looked at Zhao Yun and said to the women, Yun just needs to apologize. You can forget about asking her to compensate. It's not that I'm biased towards her, but she can't live alone with a child. It's not easy. Where would she get the money to compensate you? Zhao Yun was from a poor family in the village, and all the neighbors knew that. For so many years, she almost couldn't survive with a child. Zhao Yun looked at Lu Fugue. Putting aside the fact that Lu Fugue didn't know the truth of the matter before asking her to apologize, he was really biased towards her. From the way Lu Fugue looked at her, Zhao Yun caught Lu Fugue's guilt. Yes, guilt. The way Lu Fugue looked at her was similar to the way Zhao Baoshan looked at her. It was obvious that he had done something wrong and felt sorry for her. Zhao Yun remembered what Zhao Tianan said that day. Now it seemed that it was true. Lu Fugue was also involved in her pregnancy before marriage. It doesn't matter if she doesn't have money. Doesn't old Zhao's family still have money? Let's go back and ask old Zhao's family for it. Anyway, she's old Zhao's granddaughter. We haven't separated from the family yet, so we have to be responsible. Ask old Zhao's family for it. Old Zhao's family is rich. Lu Fugue's head hurt even more. He was most afraid of dealing with trivial matters in the village. Often, the villagers would look for him when they quarreled. When he was dealing with it, the two sides would start arguing. It was fine if it happened once or twice, but it gave him a headache when he often heard these people arguing in his ear. Lu Fugue rubbed his forehead and said a few words to the women. All right, stop arguing. What are you talking about? Do you think old Zhao's family will compensate you if you go? Yun'er's family doesn't care about her anymore. Li Zheng, do you mean we should just let it go? We're all from the same village. Let's turn big problems into small ones and small ones into nothing. Lu Fugue said with a sigh. That won't do. Li Zheng, you are too unfair. When Zhao Yun got pregnant before marriage, you didn't chase her out of the village, nor did you drown her in a pig cage. You spoke up for her in everything. It was your attitude that made her feel that it was nothing. She dared to bully others. If you still want to defend her today, just wait and see. Who knows what else you can do in the future? Lu Fugue didn't know how to defend himself. His way of doing things really made the villagers dissatisfied. They were village chiefs, so they were under a lot of pressure. They paid attention to fairness and impartiality when dealing with things. Otherwise, if they didn't deal with things well, it would only make the villagers resentful and dissatisfied. It wouldn't be good for the village. Lu Fugue's gaze fell on Zhao Yun again. It seemed that he could only say something soft to Zhao Yun, so that these women wouldn't keep harping on this matter. Chapter 182. Explanation. Zhao Yun put her hands on her waist, and her attitude was very arrogant. She just wants to extort money. Zhao Yun. If they hadn't seen Zhao Yun's fighting skills, these women would have beaten Zhao Yun up. Looking at Zhao Yun's attitude, it was fine if they couldn't punish her, but they couldn't take advantage of her at all. Li Zheng, look, this is her attitude. Why should such a person stay in the village? If she doesn't give us an explanation, I hope you can kick her out and never let her stay in our village in the future. Zhao Yun sneered. Are you done talking? Back and forth with the same few sentences. It's annoying or not? Don't look for Li Zheng to argue with me. He won't chase me away. You know what happened today. If you have the ability, you can argue with me. I'm not afraid of you. After saying this, Zhao Yun took the wooden basin and left. That nagging was really annoying. Before she left, the middle-aged man reached out to stop her, but Zhao Yun dodged him. After seeing Zhao Yun's fighting skills, the middle-aged man began to believe Zhao Yun's words. She didn't need to use her hands to push people into the water. Who is she? These women still wanted to say something, but the middle-aged man next to them said, "Sisters, what happened today is just your side of the story. You can't provide any evidence. After all, no one saw it, and Li Zheng can't judge. If you feel uncomfortable, you'd better find Zhao Yun to settle the score. Don't make things difficult for Li Zheng." The middle-aged man's words were pertinent, and the women also felt guilty. It was true that they threw the stone first. Before they fell into the water, Zhao Yun didn't push them and they fell into the water. What bad luck. Forget it. We'll settle the score with her later. We don't need to trouble Li Zheng with this matter. Let's go back. Otherwise, it's not good to catch a cold. It's so cold now. Tisked, if you didn't mention it, I wouldn't have felt it. Now that you mention it, I do feel a little cold. Hurry up and go back. The women left in twos and threes. Because of what the middle-aged man said, they felt that if they continued, they would definitely tell Lu Fugue what they saw and Zhao Yun's original explanation. In the end, she was still afraid that if this matter was really investigated and Li Zheng found out the truth, not only would he not pursue Zhao Yun, but he would also reprimand them. After the women left, Lu Fugue finally let out a sigh of relief. The look that Zhao Yun gave him before she left made Lu Fugue feel that there was a deep meaning behind it, as if she was warning him. Lu Fugue's heart trembled at the thought of what happened 3 years ago. Zhao Yun wouldn't tell anyone about this, right? If word got out, he wouldn't be able to stay as Li Zheng for long. After doing such a thing, how could he expect the people in the village to trust him in the future? Of course, he had always felt that he had let Zhao Yun down in this matter. With a sigh, Lu Fugue walked in the direction of his home. His slender figure seemed a little helpless. When Zhao Yun returned home, the sky was almost dark. When Daodu saw that Zhao Yun had returned, he looked up at Zhao Yun and said, "Mother, why are you so late?" Grandmother called little uncle back. "Only Daodu is here." Chapter 183. Daodu shakes his head. "Mother, don't be afraid, Daodu has Little Black to accompany Daodu." Zhao Yun looks down at Little Black, who is licking Daodu's hand. Little Black's appearance is extremely cute. After being raised in Zhao Yun's house for a few days, Little Black is not as thin as before and has gained a little weight. Basically, if there was anything delicious, Zhao Yun and Daodu would not be reluctant to give it to Xiaohei. These days, they often buy some meat back, and Zhao Yun makes red braised pork. The meat soup is accompanied by rice, and the taste is very good. Although Little Black's body is a little small, his appetite is not small. Basically, he can eat a bowl of rice every meal. Now that he has grown into a furry little thing, after spending so much time with Zhao Yun and Daodu, Little Black is even more attached to Daodu and Zhao Yun. Naturally, Daodu is also very fond of Little Black. Whenever he is free, Daodu likes to hug Little Black. If Zhao Yun didn't allow it, Daodu would probably take Little Black to sleep with him. Zhao Yun now hopes that Little Black can grow up faster. In the future, not only can he guard the door, he can also follow Daodu behind, and he can also protect Daodu. It's not too dangerous, and with a big dog protecting him, he should be fine. That Daodu is awesome. Zhao Yun smiles and kisses Daodu's forehead. Daodu smiles shyly. "Mother, why are you wet?" Daodu touches Zhao Yun's body and finds that it is wet. Zhao Yun didn't say what happened by the river, and even if she did, Daodu wouldn't understand. Even if he understood, Zhao Yun doesn't want Daodu to worry about her. Zhao Yun only wants this little milk bun to grow up happily under her wings. "Mother went to the river to wash clothes, and accidentally got water on me." "Oh, then Mother, let's go make a fire and dry your clothes, otherwise Mother will catch a cold." Daodu pulls Zhao Yun's hand and starts to drag her into the kitchen. He is so tender at such a young age, but he knows how to care for others. Zhao Yun's lips can't help but curve into a gentle smile. This kind of simple life is really good. If she knew how cute this little bun was, this, in her previous life, would have given birth. Zhao Yun follows Daodu's instructions and makes a fire in the kitchen, then dries her clothes. At night, she and Daodu go to bed early together. Early the next morning, Hu Chunhua comes to the door and makes a fuss about the separation of accounts, completely separating Zhao Yun from old Zhao family's account. The reason why Hu Chunhua was so anxious was because she heard what happened yesterday. Zhao Yun is causing trouble, and she is afraid that other people will come looking for trouble because Zhao Yun is still in the old Zhao family's account. She doesn't want to be the scapegoat for what Zhao Yun did. In addition, if Zhao Yun continues to cause trouble like this, her reputation will be even worse, and it will affect the other girls in old Zhao family. She hopes that Zhao Xinhui can marry into a good family, so she can't ruin the future of the other girls in old Zhao family because of Zhao Yun's behavior. It seems that only by kicking Zhao Yun out of the old Zhao family's account can Zhao Yun be considered as not a member of old Zhao family. You're tuning in to the Wang Lin's Journey YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.